It's Thursday, August 6th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, feeling the heat. Almost all of the Maritimes remain under a heat warning. We'll have the forecast and your news headlines for the beginning of August just ahead.
And we'll meet some athletes who are getting ready to host lacrosse nationals in Nova Scotia. Plus, the power of art. We'll meet a Yarmouth artist who's encouraging others to find their own creativity. All that and so much more just ahead on the Thursday edition of Your Morning Atlantic. Good morning, Atlantic Canada. It is cusping on 6:01, 6:31 if you're in Newfoundland and parts of Labrador. And Amanda was just trying to bring it back to summer.
Yeah. Oh, listen, we're still in summer.
Rewind the time.
We're in July. Right? We are July 2026.
In my head.
Do you find, though, sometimes when you're writing the day down, you're still like,
yes.
2025. No. Okay, what? March. No, that is not correct. It is definitely August.
August 2026.
August.
I do the dates wrong all the time. Like, I don't even, like today when it was Thursday, I kept putting Friday in.
You know what, though? It's a short work week.
It is.
Yeah.
We're kind of all over the place.
The struggle is real this morning. The extra coffee needs to be poured, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, maybe an iced coffee, too, because, boy, it was hot yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
More heat again today. Like, that is the big story right now.
And it was wild because I went for a walk at like 4 p.m. and I was like sweating profusely.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's like 31 degrees out at 4 p.m. I was like, what? I thought it was going to be good.
Nope, it's going to be even hotter today.
Even hotter
Yes,
today.
we are seeing temperatures because it warmed up yesterday, kind of remain into early this morning's forecast, and then heating up yet again into the afternoon for our daytime highs. So quite a hot, humid, muggy day ahead. So keep that in mind when you are heading out. Still under these heat warnings in effect and now extending for parts of Nova Scotia. So we are going to see these sticking around possibly into the weekend for Nova Scotia.
All right, so what I'm hearing is I should go to the beach today.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, what a time. Maybe if you're watching the grandkids for summer break, that is a place that you can head to.
Absolutely, and earlier the better because we are going to see those daytime highs get quite hot later today. As of right now, it is 19 degrees in Halifax to start your day. Lots of sunshine across all 3 maritime provinces yet again. 20 degrees to start your day in Charlottetown with 16 in Fredericton. 8 degrees right now in Labrador City and 13 into St. John's, Newfoundland. Keeping an eye on the UV index, still tracking very high across all 3 maritime provinces, so make sure to keep in mind sun safety when heading out. Here's a look at those heat warnings still remaining in effect until Friday, possibly into the weekend, as I mentioned, for Nova Scotia. And over to our satellite and radar. We are going to see sunny skies for the Maritimes, but for Newfoundland and Labrador, still dealing with a bit of precipitation, looking at a chance of showers, periods of drizzle clearing for parts of those provinces into the afternoon. And for our wind forecast, starting off quite light, will continue to pick up into the afternoon, a bit of a breeze into the afternoon expected. As of right now, it is 19 kilometers per hour in Canso with 17 into Sydney and Moncton, 13 into North Cape, 11 in Halifax. No wind gusts to report at this time. We'll take another look at your forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. And as Latavia has been saying, almost all the Maritimes remain under heat warnings today. For a second day in a row, temperatures could reach as high as 33 degrees in some areas, with the humidex making it feel more like 39 degrees. At this sailing school at the Pointe de Chine Wharf, it's all about keeping the young sailors protected.
We make sure we ask them to take a lot of water breaks, make sure they finish their water bottles throughout the day. Whenever they feel too hot, we let them jump into the water.
And once you jump, there's no turning back, so you cool off right away.
And in central New Brunswick, this restaurant in Fredericton closed for the day Wednesday due to the extreme heat in the kitchen. These warnings are expected to remain into Friday and possibly into the weekend in some areas. Latavia has more details in the long-range forecast after our next break. Boil water advisory for residents of Louisbourg, Nova Scotia is still in place this morning after officials say a major water main break disrupted the supply. The CBRM says those in the area should bring the water to a rolling boil for at least 1 minute before drinking, preparing baby formula, washing produce, or brushing teeth. They say some residents may see low or no water pressure while repairs are being made. Meantime, the Fortress of Louisbourg National Historic Site, it will reopen this morning after closing for the day Wednesday because of the water line break. The advisory is in effect until further notice, and it does not apply to residents on private wells. Residents at a seniors' home in Porters Lake, Nova Scotia, are breathing a sigh of relief now that they have running water again.
It was going on for 5 years, but the last 3 years, it has declined so quickly to last night, we were without water for over 15 hours.
Some of my kids live handy, and I took my laundry and done my showers there to help the residents in here that don't have that opportunity.
About 25 residents live at Spruce Grove Apartments. Those speaking to CTV News say they were already unable to use the water after it was tested for lead. The building now runs on well water, but that stopped working, forcing residents to use bottled water. A spokesperson for the Nova Scotia Provincial Housing Agency says the problem's now fixed, telling CTV there's no issue with the water quality at the building. While Spruce Grove has experienced some challenges with water supply, these are not unusual for an area that is largely served by wells. The issue reported at Spruce Grove Tuesday evening is related to a mechanical failure with the well system. Repairs were completed Wednesday afternoon. New Brunswick says it is making progress in the crackdown on illegal tobacco after seizing millions of contraband cigarettes over the past 2 months. Officials say the black market is costing the government millions in lost tax revenue and is contributing to organized crime. Between May and June, investigators seized $4.3 million in illegal cigarettes. The province says that represents more than $1.1 million in lost tax revenue. So far this year, more than $8.2 million in contraband cigarettes have been seized.
There's a lot of money in this, and usually a lot of money attracts crime.
New Brunswick boosted its funding to fight illegal tobacco by $1.2 million in this year's budget. Meantime, Nova Scotia says it believes they've lost $20 million in tax revenue from the illegal tobacco sales last year. An unscheduled price adjustment means you'll be paying less to fill up at the pumps in PEI this morning. Gas in Prince Edward Island fell by 9.8 cents a litre overnight. The minimum price now $1.83.9. And diesel dropped by 11.5 cents. The minimum price now $2.31.6 a litre. Prices in Nova Scotia and New Brunswick did not change overnight, but they did just the other day. Once again, people are gathering at a wharf in Cape Breton to catch a glimpse of a whale. This time, it's 2 beluga whales. The species is not normally seen here in the Maritimes, but the pair is currently in the Bredor Lake in St. Peters.
It's fantastic, actually. My little girl and I are here from Ontario, and we've seen this online and decided to come and see the whale. This is amazing. This is out in the free.
I started a video a couple minutes ago. I think I just got him.
Officials say belugas that end up in maritime waters, they likely come from the endangered St. Lawrence estuary population. DFO reminding spectators, keep their distance, not interact with the belugas. And you know, this comes barely a week after that orca caused a big sensation when it was spotted near the Canso Causeway. What a time to be in Cape Breton to get all that whale watching without even leaving the shore.
That's so incredible.
For free?
For free, and it's like different species of whales than what we're used to seeing in this area.
Yeah.
So pretty impressive. They're all coming to Atlantic Canada. They know.
Yeah, putting on a show.
Yeah. Putting on a show, free show. We love it. Taking off their shows, Ariana Grande will be stepping back from public, quote, visibility after completing her Eternal Sunshine tour.
Trying to feel something real to cry again.
This follows recent online scrutiny and speculation about her physical appearance. Grande addressed the crowd in Chicago, saying the announcement was not a, quote, reactive or impulsive thing. It is something that I had decided to plan. Her tour wraps in September. So taking a step off the stage, the whales are taking a step onto the stage.
Yeah, lots going on.
Lots going on.
Yeah, lots going on. We're waiting to hear from one of our co-workers who just saw Ariana Grande perform in Montreal.
Yes.
Yes. I do want to hear about the show.
Yep.
All right, we're going to have our first break here on this Thursday morning. I'll have a look at your national and international news headlines, including the latest on the trade war between Canada and the U.S. And you won't want to miss the forecast because it's going to be hot again today. There's a big blanket of heat warnings. I'm seeing red all over Latavia's map there, taking a peek. For now, let's take a look at Moncton this morning, just outside the Avenir Center, Rotary Park. Forecast in just a few moments.
Happy Thursday, Atlantic Canada. The time now is 6:13. What a beautiful sunrise to start your day in Lunenburg. Someone's out over at Blue Nose Drive taking a morning stroll. We are going to see sunshine throughout your day today, getting quite hot. But as of right now, it is 17 degrees as you head outdoors. Weather is brought to you by Cummins Trusted Home Standby Generators. 18 degrees to start your day in Halifax, 20 right now in Charlottetown, with 15 in Fredericton, 8 degrees in Labrador City, and 13 starting off your day in St. John's, Newfoundland. Over to the heat warnings that remain in effect, now extending into Cape Breton Island. This is going to stick around for today until possibly into the weekend for parts of Nova Scotia. Seeing daytime highs range from 29 to 34 with the humidex factoring in, feeling like 34 to 39, and lows for tonight 17 to 18 degrees. So here's a look at our forecast timeline. Lots of sunshine remains in the forecast for all three Maritime provinces today. Another perfect beach day ahead. Just keep in mind sun safety. Stay hydrated when heading out. Take breaks from the sunshine because those UV index is going to continue to be very high across the region. For Newfoundland and Labrador, now we do still have precipitation in the forecast expected. A chance of showers with the risk of thunderstorms for parts of Labrador into the afternoon. Periods of drizzle into today's forecast for parts of Newfoundland. For tonight, for the Maritime region, we are going to see pretty clear skies remain, then increasing cloudiness, fog patches developing overnight, and we do have a low chance of some isolated drizzle expected for parts of the Tri-County area. That will take us into Friday's forecast. We do have sunshine with a low chance of showers returning for parts of the Maritime region. If you are wondering about precipitation totals for Newfoundland and Labrador, only seeing around 2 to 5 millimeters of precipitation. For a forecast today for New Brunswick, daytime highs heating up and ranging from 25 degrees in St. John, New Brunswick, up to 34 in Miramichi and Moncton. Mainly sunny skies throughout your day today and pretty light wind out of the southwest. For Prince Edward Island, highs between 26 degrees in Surrey, up to 30 in both Summerside and Charlottetown. Mainly sunny skies with light wind expected today. And then for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, daytime highs ranging from 26 degrees all the way up to 31. And that sunshine extending in the forecast for the rest of Nova Scotia. A hot day is ahead with daytime highs between 27 degrees in Digby, 23 in Yarmouth, up to 33 in Halifax. We do have wind gusts getting up to 40 this afternoon with a low chance of isolated showers for the Tri-County area. For Newfoundland and Labrador, we do have some wet weather, a chance of showers and risk of thunderstorms for Labrador City with a high of 23, 14 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland, periods of drizzle starting off the day, clearing out into the afternoon, but returning into the overnight hours. That's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. The U.S.-Canada trade war has prompted some provinces to enact bans on American booze, which has become a major irritant for Washington. But as CTV's Abigail Beeman shows us, most Canadians still appear to support the measure.
On a sunny summer day outside this LCBO, most people tell us they aren't missing an American cold one.
I look for Canadian brands.
I think we've done a good job replacing it with Canadian alternatives.
It's hard to feel like spending the little extra money people have these days on, you know, a country full of politicians, business folks that really don't seem to, A, treat us with respect, or B, have perhaps more nefarious plans.
If American alcohol went back on the shelf, according to new polling from Nanos done exclusively for CTV News, just under 3/4 of Canadians, 74%, are unlikely to buy it. And that's an increase from last year.
Canadians are digging their heels.
Currently, only Saskatchewan and Alberta don't block American alcohol. Nick Nano says the polling gives premiers ammunition to stand their ground.
Also a bit of ammunition if you're in the American wine spirits distillery business to tell the administration, if you want Canadians to buy American wine and spirits, the best path is to get a deal.
The president cited booze bans as one of the reasons behind 50% tariffs he says will come down later this month.
We're in the middle of negotiations.
The prime minister asked whether Canada could fend them off.
I'm very involved in this as well, and we'll see.
Canada-U.S. Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc is in D.C. The government not sharing details, but did release these photos meeting with 2 Republican senators.
We may not end up with a deal before the deadline, but what we've seen with the Trump administration is if you get close, sometimes the president extends the deadline.
LeBlanc's team says he's staying in D.C. tonight with a return date back to Canada not yet confirmed.
CTV's Abigail Beeman reporting in Ottawa. The grandparent scam has been around for years, but now criminals are extending it to all family members, hoping to catch them off guard. They're also using AI, so the person's voice on the phone may sound just like that of a loved one. Here is CTV's Pat Foran.
He said, "It's Mike." He used my brother's name.
Angie McCaw of Smith Falls is close with her brother Mike, so when it appeared he was in trouble, she wanted to help. She got a phone call from someone who sounded just like him.
I said, "Mike, what's wrong?" And he told me that he'd been in this accident and had a broken nose, and he was found fault because he hit somebody from behind.
McCaw says another person came on the line claiming to be a lawyer who said Mike needed money for bail or he would spend the night in a jail cell.
I actually went to the bank and withdrew $6,000.
A courier was sent to her home to pick up the cash. Then McCaw was called back and told Mike was being sued and she needed to send more money for his legal defense.
I made a mistake and went into the bank and withdrew another $6,250 from a line of credit.
After McCaw handed over more than $12,000 to the courier, she decided to call her brother to ask him if he was ready to go to trial.
And he said, "Angie, I don't have a lawyer. There's been no car accident. There's nothing of this has happened. You've been scammed."
In an earlier interview with CTV News, a cybersecurity expert said criminals need just a small sample of a person's voice to clone it. They're then able to impersonate someone and sound just like them.
What they can do just by getting about 10 seconds of anyone's voice, they can recreate that voice to sound exactly like that person.
To avoid the family emergency scam, beware of urgent demands for bail or legal fees, and if the caller wants secrecy and says not to tell anyone. Never allow an in-person pickup of money at your home. Use a code word only your family knows, and if in doubt, call the family member directly at a trusted number. McCaw has mixed emotions about what happened to her, but wanted to warn others.
At first, I felt relief that he wasn't really in trouble. Then I felt really angry, because I'd been taken advantage of and I knew it.
Pat Foran, CTV News.
Word of warning there. All right, another break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, we will have your business headlines plus your must-see moment from TSN. Please stay with us.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
What a moment.
That's incredible.
I know. Well, we'll keep it with the sports theme, and we'll head over to our friends over at TSN for your must-see moment of the day.
Hi there, Matt Scoopy in the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Wednesday. Before we head to the CONCACAF U20 Championship, Canada facing Jamaica in extra time. The ball going to bounce off the keeper to the top of the penalty area, where Max Miguel going to line it up and blast the volley into the back of the net. He waits for the perfect moment to pull off the incredible goal. Canada wins the match and qualifies for the FIFA U20 World Cup for the first time since 2007. Miguel claims the must-see moments. And tonight on TSN, we've got football from north and south of the border. In the CFL, the Stamps face the Argonauts, and the NFL preseason kicks off with the Panthers and Cardinals in the Hall of Fame game. Coverage for both games starts at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific. That's all for now from the SportsCenter newsroom. Have a great day.
This TSN must-see moment brought to you by J.R. Rahe's Furniture and Appliances.
Now over to your business headlines. Oh, sorry.
Football season. Nope, we could go to business.
On its way. All right, let's check out our colleagues over at BNN.
Analysts say Shopify had monster growth in its latest quarter. The shares ended the day up over 15% after the release of earnings. Shopify reported about $3.6 billion U.S. in revenue, 34% better year over year. Shopify provides businesses with an online platform and takes a cut of sales. The Ottawa-based firm says customer traffic and orders driven by AI tripled in its latest quarter. Suncor also reported earnings. The oil giant had net earnings of $3.7 billion, more than $1.5 billion better year over year. Higher oil prices resulting from the Middle East conflict helped Suncor to beat estimates. Thomson Reuters reported earnings as well. The Canadian content and technology company says revenue for its latest quarter came in at just under $2 billion U.S. The CEO says the company's focusing on developing AI applications for its legal, accounting, and audit businesses. Still, shares sank, with investors worried that AI will replace, not help, their business. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar's up to 71.37 U.S. West Texas Intermediate is down to 75.22 U.S. a barrel. Western Canadian Select is down over $7 to 59.29. And the TSX shot up 344 points today to a record close above 36,000 points. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
Coming up in 15 minutes, hot enough for you? With all these heat warnings in place, we're asking, how do you keep cool when the mercury rises? The Move Morning Chat is just ahead on the Thursday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
It's Thursday, August 6th, and we are in the dog days of summer. Mother Nature really paying attention to the calendar because it is warm out there. We often talk about when we come into work in the morning, it's obviously very, very early. In fact, middle of the night, typically.
Yes.
Not a good...
And confirm.
Yes, not a good indicator of what the day is going to be like, though this morning, I gotta say, it was one of the first times I stepped into the office and didn't have some sort of sweater or light jacket on because it's that warm overnight, which can be uncomfortable for sleeping if you don't have good AC. So hopefully you're getting some good sleep.
Yes, definitely. It's nice because summer, obviously, you have the sun up longer. But for us who are trying to go to sleep before the sun sets for the day, it's a little bit difficult, especially when you're like managing this shift and it's not my usual shift. So I full on had like the eye mask on last night.
Yes.
Cranked the AC so that I was just like in my little cave and then just
Cozy.
like burrowed.
So you could sleep. I gotta tell you, I stayed up late last night.
Wow.
I did. I watched the first episode of Ted Lasso.
Oh, okay.
The new season.
There you go.
Yeah, they're trying to convince him to be the coach overseas.
Fair.
Spoiler alert, I think he's going to take it.
What?
Or else they're not going to have much of a season.
That's true. Here's a live look at Antigonish. Early this morning, the sun is already shining. 18 degrees to start your day. Will be heating up a little bit later on. A hot, sunny day is ahead for the Maritimes. Keep this in mind when you are heading out early this morning. 20 degrees to start your day in Charlottetown with 18 in Halifax, as well as into Moncton, 17 degrees in Bathurst, 16 in Happy Valley Goose Bay, 12 degrees in Gander. Keeping in mind sun safety when you are heading out, the UV index is still tracking very high across all 3 Maritime provinces. Here's a look at our heat warning currently issued across much of the Maritime region from now until Friday, possibly extending into the weekend forecast for Nova Scotia. Over to our satellite and radar. We aren't seeing much sunshine for Newfoundland and Labrador, though. We do have a bit of precipitation moving in yet again. A chance of showers with a risk of thunderstorms for parts of Labrador, and then for Newfoundland, looking at periods of drizzle on and off throughout the day. Pretty light wind today for much of the region. As of right now, we're looking at 17 kilometers per hour for sustained wind in Sydney, 15 in Moncton, 13 into North Cape, 11 in Yarmouth. No wind gusts to report at this time. We'll take another look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia, and that is where we begin. Almost all of the Maritimes remain under heat warnings today. So for a second day in a row, temperatures could reach into the mid-30s in some areas, with the humidex making it feel more like 39 degrees. While some can escape the heat, many just doing what they can to keep comfortable.
I always make sure my flaggers or my crew get their proper breaks. When it's hot like this, I try to do 15 minutes on and then half hour on, 15 minutes off, and make sure they stay well hydrated, try to get them in the truck with the AC as much as we can.
The warnings are expected to remain into Friday and possibly into the weekend in some areas. Latavia will have more details in the long-range forecast after our next break. A boil water advisory for residents of Louisbourg, Nova Scotia, still in place today after officials say a major water main break disrupted the supply. The CBRM says those in the area should bring the water to a rolling boil for at least 1 minute before drinking, preparing baby formula, washing produce, or brushing teeth. They say some residents may see low or no water pressure while repairs are being made. Meantime, the Fortress of Louisbourg National Historic Site, that will reopen this morning after closing for the day Wednesday because of the break. The advisory is in effect until further notice and does not apply to residents on private wells. An unscheduled price adjustment means you will be paying less to fill up at the pumps in Prince Edward Island. Gas on the island fell by 9.8 cents a litre overnight. The minimum price now $1.83.9. And diesel dropped by 11.5 cents. The minimum price now $2.31.6. Prices in Nova Scotia and New Brunswick did not change overnight. The province of New Brunswick says it is making progress in the crackdown on illegal tobacco after seizing millions of contraband cigarettes over the past 2 months. Officials say the black market is costing the government millions in lost tax revenue, and it's contributing to organized crime. Between May and June, investigators seized $4.3 million in illegal cigarettes. The province says that represents more than $1.1 million in lost tax revenue. And so far this year, $8.2 million in contraband cigarettes have been seized.
There's a lot of money in this, and usually a lot of money attracts crime.
Boosted its funding to fight illegal tobacco by $1.2 million in this year's budget. Meantime, Nova Scotia says they believe they've lost $20 million in tax revenue from illegal tobacco sales last year. Plenty of handshakes and hugs on the U.S.-Canada border last night between New Brunswick and Maine.
There you go.
The Hands Across the Border ceremony kicked off the 53rd International Homecoming Festival between St. Stephen, New Brunswick and Calais, Maine. Members of both communities met in the middle of the Ferry Point International Bridge to exchange flags and greetings and to carry on this border tradition amid the trade war.
It's not two communities, it's really one community, and it's been this way for a very long time.
It really shows how friendship can overpower politics. We're two separate communities in two separate countries, yet we function as one.
There are several events scheduled on both sides of the border between now and Sunday. On Saturday, the much-anticipated parade will follow a route through both communities with fireworks later in the evening. Well, you could say this event is brewed for bookworms.
But for the most part, it's kind of like being in a library.
Beer and book lovers continue their first Wednesday of the month pilgrimage to Good Robot Brewing in Halifax's North End for silent reading at the pub. It's free to drop in, but they do have some ground rules. Silent reading at Good Robot means no phones, no talking. It's just you, your book, and a beer. The brewery's been hosting this event for years, and organizers say it's perfect for those who love the pub atmosphere, but want a good read as well.
Yeah, it started off back in 2016. We started it off as sort of a social experiment because, you know, like, how long does it take for a bunch of people to sit quietly in a room with beer before they start to go insane? So that was the original thought, and it actually ended up becoming quite a popular event, and so we just kept on doing it.
If you're curious, the event goes the first Wednesday of every month with doors opening at 6 p.m. I just like the also delightful background music too.
Oh, look, a little Stephen King.
A little Stephen King. I know, that's the one thing I want to know is what are they reading?
Right? I mean, depends on the day, I think.
Yeah, and you know what? If you don't have AC in your apartment,
yes,
maybe that's also another good reason to go there as well.
Have a beer, read a book.
Yeah.
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 Ooh, we should do that as a Move Morning Chat coming up. Your book recommendations right now.
Yeah.
Because we love reading.
That is true. We'll keep with that theme because a book on Greek antiques has been returned to an Australian library just 150 years late.
Oh.
Yes, it was returned after being found by a man who was working on a home renovation. It was bricked into a sealed fireplace.
Wow.
Besides some water damage, it's in decent shape. Unsurprisingly, the librarian says it's the oldest book they've ever gotten back.
Oh, Antiquities of Athens. Yes.
Yes.
No, great read.
Great read. Maybe that's your recommendation. I mean, it's been 150 years, so it's a new read for a lot of people.
That's true.
I mean, I guess if it's about the past, maybe not much has changed.
But there could be some hidden treasures in there.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to find. Okay, still ahead, we're going to head to Hollywood. We'll have your entertainment headlines. But coming up next, join us for the Move Morning Chat because today we're asking how you keep cool during these really hot days. We'll have that conversation after the hot forecast with Latavia in just a few moments.
Welcome back. The time now is 6:42. Another breathtaking start to the day. A beautiful sunrise over in Burnt Coat Head. Currently 17 degrees. Temperatures will continue to rise, heating up for your daytime high to 30. So we are going to see those temperatures quite hot today for our afternoon daytime highs. As of right now, it is 20 degrees as you head outdoors in Charlottetown, 18 degrees in Halifax, 15 starting off your day in Fredericton. Cooler over in Labrador City at 8 degrees, 13 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland. We are holding on to heat across all 3 maritime provinces. Heat warning remains in place until Friday, possibly into this weekend's forecast for Nova Scotia. Seeing those daytime highs ranging from 29 to 34. Factor in that humidex, feeling closer to 34 to 39. Then for our lows for tonight, ranging from 17 to 18 degrees. Here's a look at our forecast timeline. Sunshine for all 3 maritime provinces today. Newfoundland and Labrador going to see a bit of wet weather in the forecast yet again. A chance of showers for Labrador with the risk of thunderstorms, and then parts of Newfoundland seeing periods of drizzle on and off throughout the day. Into the afternoon, keep in mind sun safety as the UV index for the maritime region remains very high. Stay hydrated, take breaks from that sunshine because the sun is going to be quite hot, as well as those daytime highs feeling quite humid today. Into tonight, temperatures remain relatively warm. We do have a low chance of some isolated shower activity expected for parts of the Tri-County area into Nova Scotia. That will take us into early Friday morning. We see shower activity clear out. Sunshine returns yet again for all 3 maritime provinces before a low chance of showers returns for parts of the region. If you're wondering about precipitation totals remaining quite light for both Newfoundland and Labrador, only seeing an additional 2 to 5 millimeters. Here's a look at our daytime highs for New Brunswick, ranging from 25 degrees in St. John up to 34 in both Miramichi and Moncton. Mainly sunny skies across the province today with light wind out of the southwest, only getting up to 15 kilometers per hour. For Prince Edward Island, daytime highs will heat up as well, above seasonal yet again. 26 degrees in Surrey, up to 30 degrees in Summerside and Charlottetown. Mainly sunny skies and light wind expected across the island. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, going to be a beautiful sunny summer day ahead. As of right now, we're looking at those daytime highs tracking up to 26 degrees in Sydney and Cheticamp, all the way up to 31. And for the rest of Nova Scotia, hot, beautiful day ahead, but it's going to be quite hot, as you can see here, ranging from 27 degrees in Digby up to 33 in Halifax. Wind gusts will get up to 40 kilometers per hour. And then for Labrador City, we do have some wet weather, a chance of showers and a risk of thunderstorms throughout your day today with a high of 23. 14 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at periods of drizzle throughout your day. So that's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to the Move Morning Chat.
It is time for the Move Morning Chat. Having some technical difficulties with our friends in radio, but that's okay. We're going to keep the conversation going anyway. You just heard Latavia's forecast. We have another really hot day today. Yeah, especially factoring in the humidex.
Yes.
So we figured we'd be sharing your advice this morning about what are ways that you like to stay cool during really hot days.
I mean, for me, it's all about the water. I love being in water, right? I am a summer baby. I was lucky enough to grow up with a pool. So it's always been like, I love a pool for hot sunny days, but also big on the ocean now. I love the ocean. I mean, obviously growing up in Ottawa, I wasn't going to the Ottawa River to go swimming.
Oh no, you weren't.
Definitely not. Whereas like I love the beach. I love just being on the water, right? Because you can build your own shade if you need to, but you can also just cool off and jump in nice, refreshing water.
Well, and even sometimes, like even if you don't want to go in the water as well, just going to a beach around here, sometimes with the breeze off the water, that's enough to cool you down. Although right now, I don't know how cool you're gonna get. We were having this conversation a bit yesterday too. It's like having a friend with a pool is like having a friend with a truck. You always have that friend, and you know you reach out to them and say, hey, how's it going? I haven't seen you in a while, buddy.
My dad's that friend. My dad is that friend.
And would that happen on hot days?
100%, yes.
Okay. I love actually being out when it's really, really hot out. And I know it's controversial, but you know when you're standing still and you're almost sweating because it's so hot. I actually truly love that as someone who is cold all the time.
You are cold all the time.
So I'm not typically seeking out relief, but I will say we got heat pumps installed in our house a few years ago. And as much as I do love the heat, it can be so uncomfortable at night when you're trying to sleep and you don't have that air conditioning.
Yep.
So I will say if I do need to keep cool and it's getting a little bit too hot, I do like to go inside the house to cool down, specifically the basement.
The basement. Always. It was always the basement, first place you went down when we got home from school and it was so hot. It was just like, get to the basement if you weren't going to go in the pool. So I feel you on that one. Actually, the other day when I was working the Tides game, it was so sticky out. It felt like you were like swimming through like the humidity, but the truck where all of the equipment is kept was air conditioned. So I would just run in there and take some relief. So I feel you on that one.
See, you know, I really appreciate, but when you were a kid, if you didn't have a heat pump or maybe you just have the fan, did you ever do the Darth Vader sound effect? Right? You go up to the fan and you speak into it and you have that really fun reverberation.
Yeah. What is your name? Yep.
Yeah. That one? That is the one. That was actually a perfect impression. I feel like that's what people are doing right now.
Yes, definitely.
So we are throwing the question to you at home. Since we are under this blanket of heat, we're asking, how do you stay cool on hot days? Maybe you're you have one of those mobile fans that you're walking around with. You're finding your friend who has air conditioning or a pool, or you're going to your favorite lake or beach. We want to know. Send us a text at 10400. How do you stay cool on hot days?
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Welcome back. Time is 6:52, and it's the perfect time to go to Hollywood.
Absolutely.
For your entertainment headlines.
Get ready to return to Stars Hollow. A new HBO Max documentary is taking fans behind the scenes of Gilmore Girls. It'll feature interviews with creator Amy Sherman-Palladino, actress Lauren Graham, and more. No word yet when it's coming out.
I'm just trying to move forward.
So I'm planning on having a girls' weekend.
To Nantucket, 5-Star Weekend is coming back for season 2. Peacock picked up the show for another season after it became the streamer's most watched scripted series. Jennifer Garner stars as Hollis Shaw, a famous cook trying to move past a devastating loss. We're getting our first look at the Martin spinoff, The Varnell Hill Show. The workplace comedy follows Tommy Davidson as a fictional talk show host with Martin Lawrence guest starring. It comes out September 1st on Paramount+. And happy birthday to actor Leslie Odom Jr. He turns 45 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News.
Well, Shakespeare by the Sea is back for another season of drama.
Absolutely. And CTV's Jim Quammen takes us to Point Pleasant Park in Halifax for a sneak peek.
Shakespeare by the Sea is Atlantic Canada's largest and longest running outdoor theatre festival. We have shows every day right here in beautiful Point Pleasant Park at 7 p.m. We do a Shakespeare show every year, and we do a new family musical every year. We've got shows for all ages, and all of our shows have advanced seating, or you can do pay what you can right when you get here. Beauty and the Beast is what's on tonight, and every other day we've got Shakespeare's Julius Caesar. So they're two wildly different shows, but we've got the same cast of actors that perform in both shows. So if you come back and see both, you get to see a group of amazing artists and how big their range is, and it's a really unique experience. And we're here until August 30th. Speaking of August 30th, at the very last night of our season, we have a special one-night-only event. It's an incredible tradition called the Unrehearsed Shakespeare. This year we're doing the Unrehearsed Hamlet. So we'll be doing the entire production of Hamlet completely unrehearsed. So you have to come and check out the chaos.
Oh my gosh, that one is my favorite, the unrehearsed one. It's so entertaining. If you've never been there, absolutely go check out Shakespeare by the Sea. So we'll keep it with all of our favorite things, for me specifically, Gilmore Girls, Shakespeare, and the Princess Diaries. So the Princess of Genovia has been ruling for a quarter century.
Hi. My name is Anne Hathaway, and I play Mia Thermopolis, also known as Princess Emilia Miona Thermopolis Rinaldi, in the movie The Princess Diaries.
Yes, Anne Hathaway shared this video on her social media to celebrate the 25th anniversary of The Princess Diaries. In the video are a lot of behind-the-scenes moments on the set of the film, including with her co-star Julie Andrews. Hathaway says this film is still one of the most magical things she's ever done.
Wow, definitely has stood the test of time. All right, here's a look at your 3-day forecast for New Brunswick, heating up yet again, 32 degrees with mainly sunny skies. And then on Friday, holding on to heat, 33 is your daytime high. A mix of sun and cloud to start your day, a low chance of showers for the central and northern region. 26 degrees on Saturday, much of the same, bit of sunshine, but also seeing a low chance of showers for parts of the province and a high of 26. For Nova Scotia, 32 degrees today, mainly sunny. Lots of sunshine for Friday's forecast with a high of 31. Cooling down just a bit, 29 degrees on Saturday. A mix of sun and cloud, but we do have evening showers expected for parts of the region. For Prince Edward Island, 30 degrees today with mainly sunny skies, sunshine, and a daytime high of 30 on Friday. And then on Saturday, 25 degrees, a mix of sun and cloud with a chance of showers into the evening. Time now, 6:56.
It's Thursday, August 6th. Today on your Morning Atlantic, feeling the heat. Almost all the Maritimes remain under a heat warning. We'll have the forecast and your news headlines in just a few moments.
And vive la Caril! The festival Acadian Declare is in full swing, and we'll get all the details on this year's celebration. That and so much more coming up on your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada. Thank you so much for joining us. The time now is 7 o'clock. We are slowly inching towards the end of the work week, but feeling the heat, that's not dying down anytime soon.
Feeling hot, hot, hot.
Gotta love it.
I kept all of my songs in the first.
That was a hard one, too. Yeah.
First hour. All right, well, if you're singing a tune today, oh my gosh, it's going to be a bright, sunny tune, because look at that.
Absolutely, like one you just mentioned, because we are going to see that sunshine sticking around the forecast throughout the day today, as you can see over in Barrington. 16 degrees to start your day, heating up to 30 into the afternoon. So make sure to stay hydrated. Keep in mind sun safety when heading out. As of right now, it's already 18 degrees to start your day in Halifax, 20 in Charlottetown. A bit cooler in Fredericton at 15 degrees, 16 in Happy Valley Goose Bay, and 11 in St. Anthony. Here's a look at the UV index, tracking very high yet again across all 3 maritime provinces today. And taking a look at that heat warning for all 3 maritime provinces from now until Friday, possibly into the weekend for parts of Nova Scotia. Over to our satellite and radar. Although we are seeing lots of sunshine for the Maritime region, Newfoundland and Labrador, not so much the case. We do have some precipitation tracking in both those provinces, a chance of showers and a risk of thunderstorms for Labrador. And for Newfoundland, we are looking at periods of drizzle on and off throughout the day. Pretty light wind to start your day for all 3 maritime provinces, and nothing above 17 kilometers per hour right now in Sydney, 15 in Moncton with 13 into North Cape, 11 in Yarmouth. No wind gusts to report at this time, picking up though into the afternoon for parts of the region. We'll take another look at your forecast just ahead. First, a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia, and that's where we begin. Almost all the Maritimes remain under heat warnings. For a second day in a row, temperatures can reach as high as 33 degrees in some areas, with the humidex making it feel like 39. At this sailing school at the Pointe du Chien Wharf, it's all about keeping the young sailors protected.
We make sure we ask them to take a lot of water breaks, make sure they finish their water bottles throughout the day. Whenever they feel too hot, we let them jump into the water.
And once you jump, there's no turning back, so you cool off right away.
And this restaurant, Fredericton, closed for the day Wednesday due to the extreme heat in the kitchen. These warnings expected to remain into Friday and possibly into the weekend in some areas, leaving many people looking for ways to cool down. Latavia has more details in the long-range forecast. A boil water advisory for residents of Lewisburg, Nova Scotia, is still in place this morning after officials say a major water main break disrupted the supply. The CBRM says those in the area should bring the water to a rolling boil for at least 1 minute before drinking, preparing baby formula, washing produce, or brushing teeth. They say some residents may see low or no water pressure while repairs are being made. Meantime, the Fortress of Lewisburg National Historic Site, that will reopen at 9:30 this morning after closing for the day Wednesday because of the water main break. The advisory is in effect until further notice and does not apply to residents on private wells. An unscheduled price adjustment means you'll be paying less to fill up at the pumps in Prince Edward Island. Gas and PEI fell by 9.8 cents a liter. The minimum price now $1.83.9. And diesel dropped by 11.5 cents. The minimum price now $2.31.6. Prices in Nova Scotia and New Brunswick did not change overnight. There are more calls to fix gaps within services for vulnerable people in New Brunswick. And as CTV's Nick Moore reports, 3 unions say their calls for action are being ignored.
The unions representing social workers, nursing home employees, and educational support staff in New Brunswick sent a letter to the provincial government on July 22nd, demanding action for what it called a broken social system, which they say is negatively affecting the most vulnerable.
We respectfully allowed time for government to respond, all levels of government to respond, but we hadn't received a response. The sole response we received was from Kelly Lamrock, the senior and youth advocate.
Lamrock has issued scathing reports in recent months detailing systemic failures within the Department of Social Development. This afternoon's news conference included Peter Oliver, a 62-year-old living in a long-term care home, who says workers are not given enough time to care for patients properly.
The big issue is the government's calculation of what it takes to do the different activities.
We're stretched to the limits of what it is that we can provide. You're leaving at the end of the day not feeling that you've provided the quality of life that our seniors so deserve.
The unions say the urgent issue of workload is being ignored by the provincial government, adding that public pressure is building.
We saw this in Nova Scotia. A premier made a decision to cut services to a vulnerable population. That population uprose and decisions were reversed. So hopefully people can say, listen, it's okay that we got it wrong, but we're going to get it right.
In a statement tonight, Social Development Minister Cindy Miles says the concerns of frontline workers are being taken seriously. Miles says the letters have been received and are being evaluated. Nick Moore, CTV News, Fredericton.
Thank you so much, Nick. And once again, people are gathering at a wharf in Cape Breton to try to catch a glimpse of a rare whale. This time, it's 2, and they are beluga whales. Species not normally seen here in the Maritimes, but this pair are currently making a splash in the Bredor Lake in St. Peters.
It's fantastic, actually. My little girl and I are here from Ontario, and we seen this online and decided to come and see the whale. This is amazing. This is out in the free.
I started a video a couple minutes ago. I think I just got him.
I'm impressed. The kid's holding the camera to the side, the phone, right? You don't see that very often. Officials say belugas that end up in maritime waters likely come from the endangered St. Lawrence estuary population. DFO reminding spectators to keep their distance, like with the orca that was making a big splash last week. That one in the Canso Causeway, though. What a treat if you live in Cape Breton or if you just happen to be visiting.
Because now's the time.
Oh, yeah.
A whale of a tale.
Yes.
Baby belugas in the deep blues.
See, I knew there would be another song in there.
That one's Raffi, right?
Potentially. When I think of beluga songs, I think of Raffi.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll go from the ocean to the sky because a piece of old SpaceX rocket, wow, words are hard.
Good at the singing, though.
You know, baby belugas, I got that one on lockdown, is believed to have made contact with the moon.
Ignition. And liftoff. Go Firefly, go iSpace, go Falcon.
The segment is about the size of a building. It was part of, you know, just casually, the size of a building. It was part of a Falcon 9 rocket that blasted off January of last year. Impact was expected at around 2:30 a.m. Eastern. We're still waiting for pictures because there weren't any spacecraft positioned to capture the impact live. NASA expects the collision will create a crater on the moon about 18 meters wide. Interesting, right?
Wow.
There's supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom.
Kaboom. Kaputs. Unfortunately.
The great minds at NASA, though.
Yeah.
It's interesting what they're doing.
Pretty incredible.
Now, right now, we're going to have another break here on Terra Firma. But when we return, it is super hot. Yeah,
it took me a minute.
Oh,
yeah, same. I was like, hey,
I need more coffee.
That's the earth. That's where we live.
You keep going. I'm going to have some coffee.
Okay, they'll have some more coffee. We'll have another break, and it is, boy, another hot day out there. Today, Latavia will let you know those daytime highs and just how long this heat is going to last. I'll have your national headlines as well. Plus, we're going to be talking about celebrating Acadian culture. We're going to learn all about the fun activities happening during the long-running festival Acadien de Claire. That is coming up here on the Thursday edition of Your Morning Atlantic as we head over to beautiful northern New Brunswick, taking a live look at Edmundston right now.
Welcome back. The time now is 7:12. We're taking a live look at Halls Harbor. Already 19 degrees starting off your day. Temperatures will rise. Another hot, beautiful, hopefully beach day for you ahead. Weather is brought to you by Cummins Trusted Home Standby Generators. As of right now, is 20 degrees in Halifax as well as into Sydney and Charlottetown. 19 degrees in Moncton, 16 starting off your day in Fredericton. A bit cooler in Labrador City at 10 degrees and 13 into St. John's, Newfoundland. Holding on to those heat warnings in place for all 3 maritime provinces from now until Friday, possibly extending into the weekend forecast for Nova Scotia. Daytime highs will range from 29 to 34, factor in that humidex ranging from 34 to 39. And we're going to see those lows for tonight, 17 to 18 degrees. So sunshine for all 3 maritime provinces. Keep in mind sun safety. The UV index is still tracking very high. Also going to stay hydrated because we are going to see hot, muggy weather into the forecast for our daytime highs a little bit later on. Newfoundland and Labrador, for the most part, we are seeing a cloudier day ahead. Also some wet weather tracking across both those provinces. A chance of showers and a risk of thunderstorms moves in for parts of Labrador. Newfoundland looking at periods of drizzle for parts of the province on and off throughout the day. For tonight, pretty clear skies with just a few clouds returning. Fog will develop into the overnight hours and a very low chance of shower activity expected for parts of the Tri-County area. Will clear out before Friday morning as we will be seeing sunshine return. Temperatures remaining quite hot to end off the work week, but we do have a low chance of showers for parts of the region returning into the afternoon. If you are wondering about precipitation totals, only seeing an additional 2 to 5 millimeters for parts of both Newfoundland and Labrador. Here's a look at our daytime highs for New Brunswick today, ranging from 26 degrees in St. John up to 34 in Moncton. Mainly sunny skies across the province and light wind expected as well. We are also holding on to sunshine and heat for Prince Edward Island. Highs will range from 25 degrees in Surrey up to 30 in both Summerside and Charlottetown. And then for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, mainly sunny skies throughout your day with light wind for this part of the province, and daytime highs between 27 degrees in Cheticamp, 26 in Sydney, up to 31 today. Then for the rest of Nova Scotia, highs between 23 degrees in Yarmouth, up to 33 in Halifax, mainly sunny skies, a very low chance of showers into the evening for the Tri-County area, and wind gusts this afternoon getting up to 40. For Labrador City, we do have wet weather today, a chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms with a high of 24, 14 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland, periods of drizzle on and off throughout the day. So that's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to meteorologist Kaylin Mitchell.
This is the Campfire Conditions Report brought to you by Pine Acres RV, where customers become friends. In the province of New Brunswick, we now have some counties with restricted hours for campfires, and they would be permitted between 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. Those counties are Carleton, York, Charlotte, Sunbury, Queens, Northumberland, and Kent counties. Other counties in the north of New Brunswick and around the south and southeast, campfires are allowed at any time. For the province of Nova Scotia, much of the province is allowed to have a campfire between the hours of 7 p.m. and 8 a.m. However, you are currently not allowed to have a campfire in Guysborough County or Antigonish County. And for the province of Prince Edward Island, campfires are currently allowed with domestic brush burning permitted between the hours of 2 p.m. and 8 a.m. for Prince and Queens County, but no domestic brush burning allowed for Kings County. The next update to these provincial restrictions will be at 2 p.m. on August 6th.
Now look at your international news. Canada-U.S. Trade Minister and Beauséjour MP Dominic LeBlanc is in Washington against the backdrop of a trade war with the United States. LeBlanc's office says Canada's chief negotiator to the United States also joining LeBlanc for what is being described as a series of trade-related engagements. The trip comes as the trade war kicked off by President Trump reaches its 18-month mark. The president is threatening to impose a new 50% tariff on a wide range of Canadian goods on August 19th. The new proposed tariffs are for what his administration has called discriminatory trade policies. As we reported yesterday, CTV National's longtime chief anchor, Lloyd Robertson, passed away Tuesday evening at the age of 92. This morning, CTV's Geneviève Beauchemin shows us how the country is remembering him.
So that's the kind of day it's been on this.
On the day he signed off for the last time, Lloyd Robertson joked he was about to be yesterday's news.
We made it, Harvey.
Reaction to his passing, though, has proven his legacy to be a front-page story.
I think people trusted him. I think he was a really special journalist.
When I first came to Canada, like his voice was like kind of captivating.
I'm Lloyd Robertson. We'll see how the world came to Canada.
His authoritative voice was a landmark of the Canadian broadcast landscape for over 6 decades.
He was a true gentleman, a real newsman. He loved scoops. He loved well-written human interest stories.
His own story, that of a boy from Stratford, Ontario, working at the local radio station who knocked on the CBC's door.
Here's our summary of Apollo 11's Space Odyssey.
And eventually moved to anchor the CTV National News, inspired many.
I did my first news special as a reporter with Lloyd in 1970. Lloyd was a goat. He was our GOAT in the broadcast business. He was the greatest of all time, and he will remain that way. So, you know, it's a sad day, but it's also a day to celebrate a remarkable career that had an impact on all of us.
Former Prime Minister Jean Chrétien said today that Robertson had a rare talent, explaining complicated events to Canadians, and that he made Canada's democracy stronger.
Tonight, face-to-face with...
For colleagues, from rookies to veterans, a thumbs up, a note from Lloyd was a stop the presses moment.
He was one of a kind. He had no ego. He was first class. Everyone loved being around him. And he just really made everyone feel special.
Robertson often called it a privilege to have a front row seat to history, but it was also memorable watching his remarkable career play out in living rooms across the country he loved and to hear his trademark sign off.
And that's the kind of day it's been. I'm Lloyd Robertson.
Geneviève Beauchemin, CTV News.
Thank you, Geneviève. Another break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, we'll get details on Acadian Festival happening in our region. That's next.
Welcome back. It is 7:22 and the Festival Acadien de Clare is in full swing in southwestern Nova Scotia. For more than 70 years, this annual event brings thousands of Acadians together from the region and beyond. With everything from children's parade to a lumberjack competition and plenty of musical gatherings, there is something for everyone. So joining us to discuss this year's festival is Executive Director Danielle LeBlanc. Good morning, Danielle.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm well. I know it's a busy time in Clare right now, so we thank you so much for joining us this morning. Of course, the festival began last week and runs until National Acadian Day on August 15th. What are some of the highlights people can look forward to this year?
Well, there's plenty of events every day. So we did start Saturday the 1st and we're going to the 15th. So there's obviously all these events that we do every year that are very popular. The dinner theater, fiddle night, wine night, comedy night, square dance, the famous Tintamarre that we do, which is a noise parade that we do on the 15th of August to celebrate National Acadian Day. So all of these events and many more. We have an evening of just women that are produced a show. It's called Fleury la Musique. It's sold out, so we had to do another show. So it's really a fun time, a lot of events every night. There's also a group from Louisiana, Jordan Thibodeau, coming Saturday night here in Clare. So plenty of events still to go till the 15th.
Amazing. It sounds incredible. Always such a great time to celebrate the heritage. In our producer notes, you wrote that this is the world's oldest Acadian festival. That is incredible. So how far do visitors come to experience the annual event?
So correct, that is, we are the oldest Acadian festival in the world. This is our 71st edition for the festival. They come from all around. I mean, we see tourists from the across Canada, the US, in Europe. So it's really nice to see people join in the celebration. Of course, the people from Clare are also amazing just to be at all the events as well.
Awesome. Yeah, for someone who hasn't attended the festival before, whether Acadian or not, which event do you recommend they attend first?
Well, I think, that, like I said, there's stuff for everything. There's a fiddle night tonight, which is very popular. Like I said, the Louisiana night, which is Saturday night. And then all next week, we have an art competition. We have a comedy night. And like I said, the 15th of August is probably one of the best days. It starts early at 9:30 for the flag raising, but throughout the day, there's lumberjacks, stuff for kids, an expo, and then we have that famous Tintamarre that we call the Noise Parade, that we do here with cars. So we drive and we make noise in the street on the main road. To get to University St. Anne, where there's after a music concert, and anybody can join this Tintamarre. If you're a tourist or anywhere from, you can join in. So that's the fun part about this event.
I love it so much. Of course, music is such an important part of Acadian culture, but so is food. So what popular dishes do you encourage visitors to try?
Well, there's a thing that we have here. It's called la robe pure. It's an Acadian dish. I don't know how I would even start to, it's like grated potatoes with some meat in it. So that's a very popular dish. And of course, all the seafood here, because we're right next to the ocean. So that's all recommended. We do have an event the 14th and 15th, which is called the Expo Culturelle, which is kind of like a bazaar expo with different vendors. And the Kilted Chef is going to be with us the 14th and 15th to celebrate that as well.
Well, what better time? Thank you so much for joining us today, Danielle. We really appreciate your time given the busy time of year.
My pleasure. Anytime. Hope to see you all there.
Absolutely. And we have linked to the Festival Acadien de Clare on our website, which runs until August 15th. But we will take a quick break now. And Your Morning Atlantic will be right back after this.
Hey, better. The She Devils are proud to host the 2026 Intermediate Women's Eastern Canadian Softball Championships. We catch up with a couple of the players ahead of this weekend's tournament in 15 minutes on Your Morning Atlantic.
Hey, good morning, Atlantic Canada. It's just cusping on 7:31, 8:01 if you are in parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. And what a great conversation about the Festival Acadia Declare. That one hits close to home for me. So I love Acadian Day. I do have Acadian roots. Shout out to Grandma Foley. Her family is from Moncton, so the LeBlancs from Moncton. So nice. Acadian roots, but also my birthday is on Acadian Day. So, you know, you get awesome. All the celebration.
Yeah, you get to have double the party.
Right? Yeah.
Join in the Tantamar. Right?
Yeah.
That was so good. Have some rappy pie.
Yeah. Put me in, coach, you know? Gotta do what you gotta do.
When I always think of Acadian celebrations, I think of her, Suzette Bellevaux.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wears many hats around here, as we say all the time. She's in our control.
She's currently wearing a hat in our control room, keeping us on the rails.
Absolutely. And they said we have to go to weather, so that's what we're gonna do. As you can see over at the Confederation Bridge, sunshine to start your day, already 20 degrees, so it's going to be quite a hot day ahead. So if you are traveling into PEI today, make sure to keep in mind sun safety when heading out. 20 degrees as well in Halifax with 19 in Moncton, a bit cooler in Fredericton to start your day at least, 16 degrees, 17 degrees in Happy Valley Goose Bay, 14 in Corner Brook. Taking a look at the UV index, still tracking very high across all 3 maritime provinces. And we're still under a heat warning for the Maritime region from now until Friday, possibly extending into the weekend forecast for Nova Scotia. Here's a look at your satellite and radar. Not really much to show you within the Maritime region as we are holding on to high pressure today. Lots of sunshine for all 3 maritime provinces. Newfoundland and Labrador, not so much the case. We do have precipitation in the forecast, a chance of showers and a risk of thunderstorms for Labrador, and then for Newfoundland, periods of drizzle. Over to our wind forecast, remaining quite light, at least to start your day. 13 kilometers per hour in Moncton and Canso, with 11 in North Cape, as well as into Sydney and Yarmouth. No wind gusts to report at this time. We'll take another look at your hot forecast coming up. But first, a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. And that is where we begin. Almost all the Maritimes remain under heat warnings again today. For a second day in a row, temperatures could reach as high as the mid-30s in some areas, with the humidex making it feel more like the high 30s. While some can escape the heat, many just doing what they can to keep comfortable, especially if they work outside.
I always make sure my flaggers or my crew get their proper breaks. When it's hot like this, I try to do 15 minutes on and then half hour on, 15 minutes off, and make sure they stay well hydrated. Try to get them in the truck with the AC as much as we can.
The warnings are expected to remain into Friday and possibly into the weekend in some areas. Latavia has more details in the long-range forecast after our next break. Boil water advisory for residents of Louisbourg, Nova Scotia is still in place today after officials say a major water main break disrupted the supply. The CBRM says those in the area should bring the water to a rolling boil for at least 1 minute before using. Some residents may also see low or no water pressure while repairs are being made. Meantime, the Fortress of Louisbourg National Historic Site, it will reopen at 9:30 this morning after closing for the day Wednesday because of the water main break. An unscheduled price adjustment means you will be paying less to fill up at the pumps in Prince Edward Island. Gas in PEI fell by 9.8 cents a liter. The minimum price now $1.83.9, and diesel dropped by 11.5 cents. The minimum price now $2.31.6. Prices in Nova Scotia and New Brunswick did not change overnight. There were plenty of handshakes and hugs on the U.S.-Canada border last night between New Brunswick and Maine.
There you go.
The Hands Across the Border ceremony kicked off the 53rd International Homecoming Festival between St. Stephen and Calais. Members of both communities met in the middle of the Ferry Point International Bridge to exchange flags and greetings and to carry on this border tradition amid the trade war.
It's not 2 communities, it's really 1 community, and it's been this way for a very long time.
It really shows how friendship can overpower politics. We're two separate communities in two separate countries, yet we function as one.
Now, there are several events scheduled on both sides of the border between now and Sunday. On Saturday, the much anticipated parade will follow a route through both communities with fireworks later in the evening. Proposals to build a dozen apartment buildings in Halifax are now before the public in a series of engagement sessions. Up to 4,600 units could be built over the next 25 years in one of the biggest land development projects ever to hit the capital city. CTV's Jonathan McGinnis has more.
It's a big property, nearly 12 hectares, and there are big plans for it.
Come here and you see some of the plans, and it's just amazing what is in store for Halifax over the course of the next 30 years.
Two developers have submitted proposals for up to 4,615 new residential units, as well as commercial and office spaces on an area between Windsor, Yonge, Roby, and Almond Streets.
This area has a lot of, existing services that are really close by, and it has a lot of potential for new services as well.
The block, which for decades was the site of the old Piercy's property, is now known as the Yonge Street lands. It was designated as a future growth node back in 2021. Proposal 1 has one building, up to 33 stories high, going up on the old Mayflower Curling Club site. The second includes 11 towers ranging from 12 to 52 stories tall. All of it was discussed today at public engagement sessions where residents could offer feedback.
I think it's a great way to increase density without kind of taking away any historic value in Halifax.
Aesthetically, look at what you're doing, that it always looks attractive as opposed to just a cement city of tower apartments.
Bill Hughes was particularly interested in the proposals. He and his wife moved into a building adjacent to the curling club 7 years ago. They're now hoping to move into a newer model when it's ready.
That's the plan, because a new building will now have the view that we presently have. The new building will take it away.
Feedback from the public sessions will help form final proposals, which will be presented at City Council for approval. Jonathan McGinnis, CTV News, Halifax.
Thanks, Jonathan. Yeah, could be some big changes there. I think a really big thing, no matter how you feel about development, is that if you haven't been here on the East Coast for a while, and then you come back after a few years, you notice big changes to the landscape in the region.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right.
There you have it. It's also hot in the region.
Yes, it is.
Hot, 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 hot. Which is what we're asking you today. How do you feel stay cool in this hot weather? So that is our Move Morning Chat, and we want to hear from you because we need suggestions because, again, we are still under that heat warning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So send us a text.
Yes.
10400. That's how you can join in on the conversation.
Join in on the conversation.
Send us photos, too, if you have them.
Yeah, how you're cooling off.
Yeah, whether it's a sprinkler.
Yeah.
Drinking from the hose, maybe.
There you go.
Classic 90s.
Heading to the beach.
Yes, so many to choose from. So let us know.
Yep.
Because the forecast is coming up next. Also, too, the Nova Scotia She Devils. They're a women's fast pitch team, and it was founded in 1998. And we're going to meet a vet of the team coming up, and also a newer addition ahead of the 2026 Intermediate Women's Eastern Canadian Softball Championship. Say that 3 times fast. We'll be right back after this. Please stay with us.
Good morning and welcome back. The time now is 7:42, taking a live look at George Street in St. John's, Newfoundland. Cooler to start, 12 degrees early this morning, and expecting periods of drizzle throughout your day today. Weather is brought to you by Cummins Trusted Home Standby Generators. Cooler in Newfoundland and Labrador, warmer into the Maritime region. 20 degrees to start your day in Halifax as well as into Charlottetown. 19 degrees already in Moncton. 18 degrees in Bathurst with 10 degrees in Labrador City. We are holding on to a heat warning for all 3 maritime provinces from now until Friday, possibly extending into the weekend forecast for Nova Scotia. Daytime highs will range from 29 to 34 and then factor in that humidity. And for lows tonight, 17 to 18 degrees. So sunny skies for all 3 maritime provinces. Just keep in mind sun safety when heading out. Stay hydrated. We are going to see the UV index also tracking very high for all 3 maritime provinces. Now, Newfoundland and Labrador, not so much the case. We are going to see a bit of shower activity expected. A chance of showers for Labrador with the risk of thunderstorms, periods of drizzle for much of Newfoundland. That will take us into this afternoon. Much of the same. Pretty light wind for much of the Maritime region, so not really getting that relief from that heat. And then into tonight, a few clouds will return. A very low chance of shower activity expected for parts of the Tri-County area of Nova Scotia. Taking us into Friday's forecast, another sunny start to your day. A low chance of showers will return, though, for the afternoon for parts of the Maritime region. If you are wondering about precipitation totals for Newfoundland and Labrador, only seeing an additional 2 to 5 millimeters. For a forecast today for New Brunswick, daytime highs will be heating up, ranging from 26 degrees in St. John up to 34 in Moncton. Mainly sunny skies across the province today and light wind expected out of the southwest. Prince Edward Island, highs will range from 25 degrees in Surrey up to 30 in both Summerside and Charlottetown, and pretty light wind expected across the island today as well. Heating up for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, highs will range from 26 degrees in Sydney up to 31. Lots of sunshine throughout your day and light wind for that part of the province. And then for the rest of Nova Scotia, daytime highs between 23 degrees in Yarmouth up to 33 in Halifax. Mainly sunny skies. A low chance of isolated showers will return into the evening for the Tri-County area. Wind gusts of 40 today. Labrador City looking at a high of 24. We do have a chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms throughout your day, with 14 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland. Periods of drizzle on and off throughout the day as well. So that's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to Brianne.
Thanks, Latavia. So not a bad day to be on the diamond, which brings us to our next guest. The Nova Scotia She Devils are a women's fast pitch team that was founded in 1998 in Dartmouth and have been a cornerstone of women's fast pitch in the community and around the province for nearly 3 decades. This year, the She Devils are proud to host the 2026 Intermediate Women's Eastern Canadian Softball Championship, which takes a lot to say, and probably takes even more to play. So joining us today are Amy Andrews-Taylor and Grace Richardson of the She Devils. Thank you both so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Awesome. Okay, so Amy, how much work is put into organizing as a host team?
It's a lot. You know, it's more than just like the planning and the scheduling. Unfortunately, we don't have tournament-ready field. So currently, as we speak, we actually have temporary fencing being put up right now. You know, you have to schedule your umpires. You have to have volunteers for your field crew. We have barbecues on site. You know, it's a lot to take on as a whole, just the team, obviously, because they are playing as well. So we've been extremely lucky to have parents, family, and friends that are volunteering their time to help make this successful.
I mean, it is a team sport after all, right? And it all comes together. Grace, what can spectators expect if they come out to watch this weekend?
They can expect some really good competition. We have 10 teams this year, which is really exciting. So there's lots of games going on at once. It's good for the whole family, for everybody to come and watch.
Amazing. And so what message do you hope this tournament sends to people who maybe want to get involved in fast pitch or, you know, are just interested in the sport in general?
I think it's a great opportunity. I've been playing for 10 years, and I've had the most fun playing this sport. So I think that it's something that deserves a little bit more recognition, and that it's super fun, and you should get involved.
So how long have you been with the She Devils then, Grace?
4 years.
Okay. And how did you get involved?
After Canada Games, one of my friends on the team, she was asked if she wanted to play with the She Devils, and she kind of asked, I have a friend, can I bring along? So, and here I am.
And now here you are.
Yes.
She's not here this morning,
Yes.
so I love it. Amy, what would your advice be for young players coming up?
I would say not just for softball, but for any sport, really. Success doesn't come overnight. It takes hard work. You have to show up. There's commitment. You have to be willing to learn every day. You know, take chances, make those mistakes. Every great player makes them. I've made them. You know, Grace makes them. But it's how you bounce back and respond from them. But I will also say that, you know, there will be a time that comes that you have to hang up your cleats. You know, you know, and you want to be remembered for your talent, but I think your character matters as well. So I hope that, you know, I'm remembered as a good athlete, but also I want to be remembered for my sportsmanship and being a good teammate and, you know, respecting everybody on the field, even my opponents. So
I mean, you're showing up here today for us, so like, you're already putting on a good face, so we love that. How far away are teams coming from for this tournament?
So we have 10 teams competing. We have Ontario, New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland, and obviously Nova Scotia.
Wow.
And we have 3 teams from Nova Scotia that are representing. So we have us as the host team. You have Inferno, which is Nova Scotia 1, and Hurricanes, Nova Scotia 2.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so nitty-gritty details, Grace. When and where can we watch you?
So this weekend, it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Mount Edward Fields in Dartmouth. Games start at 8 a.m. Friday morning, and they'll run basically all day. Last game, I think, is at 7, so we'll be there all day. Lots of games going on all throughout.
Amazing. Well, thank you both so much for waking up bright and early. I know you have to get back to the field and get prepping for the tournament, but we wish you all the luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We'll head over to Amanda with health and medical news now.
Thank you so much, ladies. Health Canada has authorized Moderna to begin Canada's first clinical trial of an mRNA vaccine targeting a new strain of Ebola. Plus, there's a maritime connection. It's one of the topics in your health. The Phase 1 study will enroll 80 healthy adults in Truro, Halifax, and Toronto to assess safety, dosage, side effects, and antibody response. Participants will not be exposed to the Bundibujo strain of the Ebola virus, which has killed more than 1,700 people in Congo and currently has no approved vaccine or treatment. Moderna will still need successful Phase 2 and 3 trials before seeking Health Canada approval for wider use. South of the border, a new study shows marijuana use in the United States has now surpassed cigarette smoking. The research shows in 2025, nearly 44 million Americans use marijuana, while 36 million smoked cigarettes. Marijuana use was highest among young adults between 18 and 25, while cigarette use was highest among adults 26 and older. It's unclear why more people are using marijuana, whether smoking, edibles, or vaping. 41 states have legalized a medical version of it, with 24 states now allowing its recreational use. Despite marijuana's growing popularity, alcohol use far exceeds marijuana and cigarettes. The study found nearly 130 million Americans currently drink alcohol, and 44% of those are binge drinkers. Finally, snoring is a common problem that affects millions of people, but experts say sometimes it can be a sign of something more serious.
So lots of people do snore, and that's just the sound of air moving through your airway whenever your airway's relaxed and you're asleep. And that can be a normal thing, just a sound, but other times it could be a sign of something deeper. Maybe it's a sign that there may be a blockage or an obstruction, something that could be called sleep apnea.
Sleep specialist Dr. Brian Chen says sleep apnea happens when a person stops breathing while they're sleeping, which can lead to long-term health issues or even death. Other causes for snoring can include being sick, having a deviated septum, allergies, and even your sleep position. Dr. Chen says there are situations where medical intervention may be necessary.
And now we'd like to introduce you to the Maritimers who are marking milestones today. It's a 60th anniversary for David and Nancy Gillespie of Rockingham, Nova Scotia.
What a fantastic crown, Nancy,
Beautiful.
you're giving. I love it. Congratulations, you two. It's also a 60th anniversary for Anita and Glenn White of Amherst.
Wow, that veil.
That veil, that black and white photo, absolutely stunning.
Happy anniversary. It's also a 60th anniversary for Patricia and Everett Kunn of Bedford, Nova Scotia.
Oh, together, 60 years. Congratulations, you two. And celebrating 6 decades together, it's an anniversary for Jackie and Francis McQueen of Sydney. Looking regal, Jackie.
Absolutely. Happy anniversary. It's also a 70th anniversary for Colleen and Colin McDougall of West Bedford, Nova Scotia.
70 happy years together. Congratulations, you two. Of course, to see your milestone again or to find out how to submit one, visit our website by scanning the QR code on your screen, and a reminder that milestones must be received 2 weeks in advance. Now, the Fence Project aims to transform the construction fence surrounding the future Mi'kmaq Native Friendship Center in Halifax.
CTV's Paul DeWitt puts the puzzle pieces together for us.
I'm Kieran Steppen. I'm one of the co-founders of OSO Planning and Design, and we are here on site at the future Mi'kmaq Native Friendship Center. So this project that we're doing is with the Friendship Center, Everyone Every Day, which is a program of the Friendship Center, and a partnership with us, Open Studio One. We have been collecting stories about people's experiences at the Friendship Center over the years. And we've been collecting these, and they're all coming into this artwork and storytelling piece. We're adorning the whole fence with stories from community, and there are woven components that are kind of coming through the whole fence like water, and there are built components for seating that are kind of coming off of the fence, and there are murals that are going to be going all along the fence. And all of these ideas have come from community members. They represent memories of the Friendship Center, teachings that came through the center, and Indigenous Mi'kmaq culture.
Hi, my name is Kenzie Burke. I am a DAL architecture student. So the whole idea behind the artwork is the idea of the life cycle of a tree, and we're kind of pairing that with some of the ideas of youth and elders and this kind of exchange of knowledge. And the thing that ties it all together is water. So a lot of the weaving elements that you're seeing is all representing water and how in Indigenous culture it is life and how it's all nourishing. Really excited about this piece.
We've been thinking about the full life cycle of this project, and all of the pieces will have a second life, whether it's inside the center or in the gardens around the center or even rippling out into the neighborhood. Community stories and art will be all along the fence on Rainy Drive, and the history of the Friendship Center will be on the fence on Gottingen Street until the whole center opens.
Taking another look at our 3-day forecast. Hot in New Brunswick today with a high of 32, mainly sunny skies. 33 degrees to end off the work week on Friday. A mix of sun and cloud to start your day. A low chance of showers into the afternoon. And then on Saturday, 26 degrees as your daytime high. A mix of sun and cloud with isolated showers expected to return. For Nova Scotia, hot today as well, 32 degrees, mainly sunny skies. Keeping the heat on Friday with a high of 31. Lots of sunshine across the province remains. And then on Saturday, 29 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud. Evening showers expected. For Prince Edward Island, 30 degrees with mainly sunny skies. Sunshine remains to end off the work week with a high of 30. Cooling down on Saturday to 25. A mix of sun and cloud with evening showers expected. Time now is 7:55. We'll be right back. Stick with us.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Thursday, August 6th, today on Your Morning Atlantic. Feeling hot, hot, hot. Almost all the Maritimes remain under a heat warning for another day. We'll have the details on just how hot it's going to get today and your news headlines in a few moments.
And top shelf action. We'll catch up with some young lacrosse players ahead of a big tournament that's hitting our region. That's coming up on Your Morning Atlantic.
We hope your Thursday is off to a great start, and we are grateful that you're spending part of it with us here. Amanda, Brianne, and Latavia with you on this Thursday morning. I'm going to say something controversial.
All right.
About the heat. You know when you get into your car, right, on a very hot day,
yeah.
It's really hot and sticky, and you're blasting the AC or you're rolling down the window. I'm so cold all the time. I like to sit in that heat for a little bit before I bring on the AC.
Well, guess what, Amanda? I have no choice because my AC has been broken for a few years, so I embrace that heat.
You're like, this is fine.
A few years?
Yeah, probably, well, maybe not a few years. Yeah. I was going to get it fixed before the summer came up, like the heat started to settle in. And then they're like, oh, it's going to be like so-and-so. Are you sure you want to fix it? I'm like, nah.
Yeah, maybe not. You're
Give me that breeze.
Yeah, it's okay.
That ocean breeze.
You're like, I love a fresh breeze.
Yeah, I got these big plug-in fans for the boys in the back car. And then sometimes I just whip it over when they're not in the car. And I'm like, all right. I'm getting a breeze.
It works, right?
It does.
It kind of works. When you sit in your car, you feel like you're in a sauna, you know?
It is, yeah. Just like a sauna, especially these days.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
The drive over here.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, someone's sitting in their car right now.
Right? Beautiful view over in Bulladree Island. 21 degrees to start your day. Quite hot early this morning. We are going to see temperatures continue to rise, so already 21. Imagine what your daytime high is going to be. 20 degrees in Halifax as well as into Charlottetown. Only 16 right now in Fredericton. 17 degrees in Happy Valley, Goose Bay, 12 into St. John's, Newfoundland. Keeping in mind sun safety and make sure to stay hydrated. Take breaks from the sun. The UV index is tracking very high across all 3 Maritime provinces. And we remain under this heat warning until Friday, possibly into the weekend for parts of Nova Scotia. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. We do have sunshine for the Maritime region, not so much for Newfoundland and Labrador, though, holding on to a bit of precipitation. A chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms for Labrador today, and periods of drizzle for parts of Newfoundland. In terms of our wind forecast, starting off quite light, 13 kilometers per hour right now in Canso and Moncton, 11 into North Cape, Sydney and Yarmouth, with no wind gusts to report at this time. We'll take another look at your very sunny and hot forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. And the weather is leading the newscast. Almost all the Maritimes remain under heat warnings. For a second day in a row, temperatures could reach as high as the low to mid 30s in some areas, with the humidex making it feel like the high 30s. At this sailing school at the Pointe du Chien Wharf, it's all about keeping the young sailors protected.
We make sure we ask them to take a lot of water breaks, make sure they finish their water bottles throughout the day. Whenever they feel too hot, we let them jump into the water.
And once you jump, there's no turning back, so you cool off right away.
And at this restaurant in Fredericton, it closed for the day Wednesday due to the extreme heat in the kitchen. These warnings are expected to remain into Friday, possibly into the weekend in some areas, with a lot of people seeking relief where they can. Waterways are busy. Latavia will have more details on the full forecast after our next break. A boil water advisory for residents of Louisbourg, Nova Scotia, still in place this morning after officials say a major water main break disrupted the supply. The CBRM says those in the area should bring the water to a rolling boil for at least 1 minute before using. They say some residents may see low or no water pressure while repairs are being made. Meantime, the Fortress of Louisbourg National Historic Site will reopen this morning at 9:30 after closing for the day Wednesday because of the break. The advisory is in effect until further notice and does not apply to residents on private wells. Residents at a seniors' home in Porters Lake, Nova Scotia, they're breathing a sigh of relief now that they have running water again.
It was going on for 5 years, but the last 3 years, it has declined so quickly to last night, we were without water for over 15 hours.
Some of my kids live handy, and I took my laundry and done my showers there to help the residents in here that don't have that opportunity.
About 25 residents live at Spruce Grove Apartments. Those who spoke with CTV News say they were already unable to use the water after it was tested for lead. The building now runs on well water, but that stopped working, forcing residents to use bottled water. A spokesperson for the Nova Scotia Provincial Housing Agency says the problem's now fixed, telling CTV there is no issue with the water quality at the building. While Spruce Grove has experienced some challenges with water supply, these are not unusual for an area that is largely served by wells. The issue reported at Spruce Grove Tuesday evening is related to a mechanical failure with the well system. Repairs were completed Wednesday afternoon. New Brunswick says it is making progress on the crackdown on illegal tobacco after seizing millions of contraband cigarettes over the past 2 months. Officials say the black market is costing the government millions in lost tax revenue, and it's contributing to organized crime. Between May and June, investigators seized $4.3 million in illegal cigarettes. The province says that represents more than $1.1 million in lost tax revenue. So far this year, more than $8.2 million in contraband cigarettes have been seized.
There's a lot of money in this, and usually a lot of money attracts crime.
Boosted its funding to fight illegal tobacco by $1.2 million in this year's budget. Meantime, the province of Nova Scotia says it believes it's lost $20 million in tax revenue from the illegal tobacco sales last year. An unscheduled price adjustment means you'll be paying less to fill up at the pumps in Prince Edward Island. Gas on the island fell overnight by 9.8 cents a litre. The minimum price now $1.83.9, and diesel dropped by 11.5 cents. The minimum price now $2.31.6. Prices in Nova Scotia and New Brunswick did not change overnight, though they did change overnight Tuesday. Halifax actor Elliot Page says he was blown away after reading the Odyssey script for the first time.
I mean, my first reaction was, honestly, it was similar to reading the script to Inception. Like, I really was just left breathless, like really blown away by something that was so complex, so massive.
Page made the comments on last night's airing of The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. In the film, Page plays the Ithacan soldier, Sinan. This is Page's second time working with director Christopher Nolan, with the first being Inception. Critics are calling Page's character the soul of the film. Sinan. I'm always like going back and forth with the name, but he is so good. It's a 3-hour film. He's not in it for the whole film. Little bits and pieces.
Wow, eh?
But his character and his story, like when the critics say, yeah, it's the soul of the film, you can truly see it.
Interesting.
Just go see it. Oh, go see it. And he's in it. It's so good. It's so good. Be prepared, though. Look up maybe some trigger warnings.
Touche.
Yeah.
Her point well made. And it's not just Matt Damon's like playing Matt Damon.
Well, yes, beard and all.
You know how Matt Damon is.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll want to go on a boat again after that filming, but we'll see.
Fair. Brings me back to Troy and Brad Pitt.
No Brad Pitt in this.
No
Troy.
Brad Pitt. No Brad Pitt in this one. No, Troy. He's already dead at this point.
Yeah.
Getting your little ones ready for breakfast isn't always easy. And these red wolf pups at the Miller Zoo in Illinois figured it was more fun to play than to listen to mom and dad. According to the zoo, the 4 pups are still growing and hitting every milestone. Is that what breakfast time looks like in your house, Latavia?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Basically throughout the day, really.
You know, just something light and fluffy to end this block.
Yeah, they're adorable.
Right?
That one's running away with something.
Yeah, and the other one's like looking at me and like, are they watching? Are they watching?
I know. There is a good dog in the Odyssey, too.
There we go. See, it all comes back to the Odyssey.
Apparently, yeah.
Everything's going back to the Odyssey. That's all I keep thinking about.
She's going to go see it again.
I probably will. You know what I'm struggling with? My husband hasn't seen it, so I'm like, I want to keep talking. I want to talk about it, but I can't.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe bring him with you.
Yeah, next time I will. Next time. All right, we're going to have another break here. Still ahead, we're going to take a look at a really rare colored lobster that was found along our shores here on the East Coast. Plus, Latavia has more details on just how hot it's going to get. Plus, the Thunderbirds, they're not playing right now, it's the off season, but lacrosse around the region still in full swing. We're going to get the details on minor box lacrosse nationals. But first, it is the forecast with Latavia. Hot out there. Good morning to our viewers in St. John this morning. Thank you for joining us. Forecast in just a few moments.
Starting to heat up over in Yarmouth. Welcome back. The time now is 8:12. 18 degrees with lots of sunshine expected throughout your day today. Weather is brought to you by Cummins Trusted Home Standby Generators. As of right now, it is 21 degrees in Halifax, 23 starting off your day in Sydney with 22 in Charlottetown, 18 degrees early this morning in Fredericton with 17 in Happy Valley Goose Bay, 12 degrees in St. John's. Over to the heat warning that remains in effect for all 3 maritime provinces from now until Friday, possibly extending to the forecast for this weekend for Nova Scotia. We are going to see those daytime highs ranging from 29 to 34, then factor in that humidity, and lows for tonight 17 to 18 degrees. Over to our forecast timeline. Make sure to stay hydrated. Keep in mind sun safety when heading out, as the UV index will track very high for all 3 maritime provinces. Not so much the case for Newfoundland and Labrador. A bit of a cloudier day ahead with precipitation in the forecast. A chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms expected across much of Labrador. And then for Newfoundland, periods of drizzle on and off throughout the day today. Into tonight's forecast, relatively warm for our lows tonight. We are going to see increasing cloudiness. Just a few clouds return for the maritime region. A low chance of isolated showers showers expected for parts of southern Nova Scotia. That will take us into early Friday morning. Lots of sunshine in the forecast. Another hot, muggy day is ahead. And we do have a low chance of showers for parts of the region into the afternoon. If you're wondering about precipitation totals, an additional 2 to 5 millimeters is expected for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, daytime highs will range from 24 degrees in St. John up to 34 in Moncton. Mainly sunny skies across the province with light wind expected. A sunny, hot day ahead for Prince Edward Island with highs between 24 degrees in Surrey up to 30 in Charlottetown. And same thing goes for Cape Breton Island, eastern Nova Scotia, holding on to high pressure today with daytime highs between 26 degrees in Sydney up to 31 in Sheet Harbour. For the rest of Nova Scotia, a bit of a breezy afternoon with wind out of the southwest, 20 gusting to 40. Mainly sunny skies today with a low chance of showers for the Tri-County area into this evening, and highs between 22 degrees in Yarmouth up to 33 in Halifax. Labrador City, a chance of showers with a risk of thunderstorms today with a high of 24, 14 degrees in St. John's, Newfoundland. Periods of drizzle expected throughout your day. That's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to Amanda.
Thank you so much, Latavia. The U.S.-Canada trade war has prompted some provinces to enact bans on American booze, which has become a major irritant for Washington. But as CTV's Abigail Beeman shows us, most Canadians still appear to support the measure.
On a sunny summer day outside this LCBO, most people tell us they aren't missing an American cold one.
I look for Canadian brands.
I think we've done a good job replacing it with Canadian alternatives.
It's hard to feel like spending the little extra money people have these days on, you know, a country full of politicians, business folks that really don't seem to, A, treat us with respect, or B, have perhaps more nefarious plans.
If American alcohol went back on the shelf, according to new polling from Nanos done exclusively for CTV News, just under 3/4 of Canadians, 74%, are unlikely to buy it. And that's an increase from last year.
Canadians are digging their heels.
Currently, only Saskatchewan and Alberta don't block American alcohol. Nick Nano says the polling gives premiers ammunition to stand their ground.
Also a bit of ammunition if you're in the American wine, spirits, distillery business to tell the administration, if you want Canadians to buy American wine and spirits, the best path is to get a deal.
The president cited booze bans as one of the reasons behind 50% tariffs he says will come down later this month.
We're in the middle of negotiations.
The prime minister asked whether Canada could fend them off.
I'm very involved in this as well, and we'll see.
Canada-U.S. Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc is in D.C. The government not sharing details, but did release these photos meeting with 2 Republican senators.
We may not end up with a deal before the deadline, but what we've seen with the Trump administration is if you get close, sometimes the president extends the deadline.
LeBlanc's team says he's staying in D.C. tonight with a return date back to Canada not yet confirmed.
That's CTV's Abigail Beeman reporting in Ottawa. We love lobsters here on the East Coast, and our fascination with them is ramping up. That's because a 2-colored lobster, one of the rarest in the world, was recently discovered in Nova Scotia. CTV's Paul Hollingsworth shows us more.
It's an extraordinary sight inside this aquarium.
Very rare in the animal kingdom, very rare in lobsters.
This 2-colored lobster was recently donated to Dalhousie University by a Nova Scotia fisherman.
He's half orange, half the normal lobster color, kind of dark greenish.
Because of those looks, he's now receiving star treatment.
They named him Oscar because they think he deserves an Oscar for his award-winning looks.
Since Oscar's arrival,
wow, beautiful.
He's become a main attraction with big crowds arriving each day.
We want to engage the public more than just, coming through one time.
How Oscar became a 2-colored crustacean requires scientific explanation. For starters, 2 unlaid fertilized eggs became connected.
2 genetic information sets in one lobster, so they're able to hold pigments on different sides of their bodies.
Oscar recently endured a molting process. His discarded shell is on display as he recovers in this nearby tank.
And it'll take him around 14 to 30 days to harden his shell again.
Oscar, who is between 5 and 10 years old, will now live here full time. Experts say his coloring is 1 in 50 million. million, the second rarest lobster in the world. 1 in 50 million is certainly uncommon, but Oscar is not the only rare find at this aquarium. There are also 2 blue lobsters. Indigo is hiding behind a rock. The other, Blueberry, is not as shy.
Blueberry is our tiny little blue lobster.
No disrespect to Indigo and Blueberry, but everyone comes to see Oscar, the rare lobster who is making a huge splash on this university campus. Paul Hollingsworth, CTV News, Halifax.
Standing ovation for Oscar. All right, another break here on your Morning Atlantic. When we return, Brianne will get details on the minor box lacrosse nationals returning to our region next week. That's coming up in just a few moments.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Just cusping on 8:23, and the minor box lacrosse nationals are coming back for the second time in 2 years. So U13 to U17 will be hosted. 40 teams across the region, right, Caroline?
Yes, we have teams coming in from across the country to participate in next week's competition.
Awesome. So this is Caroline Covert. She is the executive director of Minor Box Lacrosse League here in Nova Scotia. What does this tournament mean for the region?
It's a great experience for all the players and for our community in Halifax to showcase what we can offer.
Awesome. All right. So what's taking place over the course of the weekend?
Yeah, so we've got games running for a week. We have opening ceremonies, we have closing ceremonies. We will have some Indigenous components through the week for our First Nations teams, as well as anybody who wants to learn a bit more about the Indigenous roots of the game.
Obviously, a lot of work goes into a tournament like this. What are you most excited to get going here?
I think we're just excited to start. There's been a lot of prep over the last few months. We have a great team of volunteers and staff who are working to put this together, and we're just excited to get everyone here and get started.
Amazing. So we brought some players with us today. So first up is tribute is Luke. Luke, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. How long have you been playing lacrosse for?
9 years.
Okay, so what changes have you seen throughout the game as you've grown?
Probably like the coaches and like how many people sign up each year.
And do you see that there's a lot of growth of lacrosse in the region since you started playing?
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
All right. Do you have any favorite players of lacrosse that you kind of emulate your game after?
Kind of. Maybe like Clark Peterson or like Jeff Teat.
Good choices. Good choices. Covered both of those guys myself. So they are good ones to emulate after. So what position do you play?
I play offense.
Okay. Goal scorer here. I like it. Yeah. All right, Miley. You play goalie, correct? I do. How long have you been playing for?
5 years.
Okay, and what about you? What changes have you seen over the course of the 5 years you've been playing?
The expansion of like just women playing too, like over like going last year to Canada Games playing like with Team Newfoundland. They got people like to come together and play, so it's a big shown over the growth of everyone.
I love it so much. Do you have any players you emulate your game after?
Mine is like Austin Shanks and Clark Peterson.
Nice, I love it, I love it. All right, what does it mean to you to be able to wear this tartan, represent Nova Scotia?
It's pretty good. Just like you like are from here and you're like supporting, or like everyone's like watching you like when you're at nationals and stuff.
Pretty big deal. What about you, Miley?
It's an honor, like getting to do it with a big group of people too, like and getting to be like here with your family and friends, being able to watch. It's an honor.
I love it. Awesome. We also have some other players who are literally tossing the ball around right now. But Caroline, what can people expect from the action that we're seeing next week?
They can expect some high-paced lacrosse, some experienced players, like I said, from all over the country, and a lot of fun, hopefully, for everybody.
All right, so if people are looking to come and watch, where can they go?
So games will be played at the RBC Centre in Dartmouth and the Greenfoot Energy Centre in Bedford.
Awesome. And for more information, how do we get tickets? Where do we go for all of that fun, those juicy details?
So the event is actually free, so anybody can come watch. And if you're interested in the schedule, you can go to lacrossens.ca, and there's a tab for the Minor Box Nationals landing page, and then the schedule is there for everybody.
Amazing. So second year hosting this, why have you seen such a growth in lacrosse, do you think?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Right?
I think, hosting last year gave our region a lot of exposure to the game, a lot of younger players coming out to watch some of our local athletes playing at a high level. We also do have a professional team here, the Thunderbirds. They are great for exposure of the game in our province, again, bringing in a lot of younger players who are interested in our sport.
Amazing. Well, it's supposed to be hot this weekend, so if you need an escape from the heat, you can go inside and watch some excellent talent. But for now, we'll go over to Latavia for a look at our 3-day forecast.
Thanks, Brianne. Starting off in New Brunswick, heating up today, 32 degrees with mainly sunny skies. Heating up further on Friday to end off the work week with a high of 33. We do have some isolated showers into the afternoon for the central and northern region of the province. Into the weekend, cooling down, 26 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud, a low chance of showers for the province into the afternoon. For Nova Scotia, hot today at 32, mainly sunny skies. On Friday, still holding on to heat with a high of 31, lots of sunshine across the province. On Saturday, 29 degrees, evening showers expected. For Prince Edward Island, 30 degrees today, and that remains in the forecast. Sunny and hot on Friday, 25 on Saturday with evening showers.
Coming up in 15 minutes, Out of the Woods studio, we'll meet the Yarmouth artist who's inspiring people to embrace their creativity and support local. That's in the last 30 minutes of the Thursday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on this Thursday. The time now is 8:30. It's getting hot out there. You were just out there.
It's hot.
Yeah.
hot.
You're feeling the heat this morning.
Yeah. Kudos to those kids tossing that ball around, because I would have been like, nah.
Yeah,
Save
right?
for me. Not at this hour. Let me get to a pool.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
She's hot.
She's hot. You really have sympathy for people who have to work outside in those conditions.
Oh my goodness,
Especially
yeah.
if you have to wear safety gear. You have to wear long pants, long shirt. Oh boy. Thank you for the work you do.
Thank you so much for the work you do. And I know a lot of business owners will make sure that they're getting proper breaks throughout the day, or staying hydrated. That's key. Drink that water.
Exactly. That's why we stress it over and over again. Keep in mind sun safety, because it does feel hot. Factor in that humidity. Yes, you're going to be feeling quite sweaty and sticky today, to say the least. Over in Martok, it's already 21 degrees to start your day. Temperatures continue to rise. Our above seasonal daytime highs reaching the low to mid 30s today for much of the region. 18 degrees to start your day in Fredericton, with 22 in Charlottetown, 23 now in Sydney, with 21 in Halifax, 12 degrees in St. John's, Newfoundland. Here's a look at the UV index, tracking very high throughout your day today for all 3 maritime provinces. And we still remain under a heat warning from now until Friday, possibly extending into the weekend forecast for Nova Scotia. Over to our satellite and radar. While we will be seeing lots of sunshine for the Maritime region, Newfoundland, Labrador, not so much the case. We do have a chance of showers, a risk of thunderstorms for Labrador, periods of drizzle throughout the day for parts of Newfoundland. Over to our wind forecast for the Maritime region, remaining light to start your day. 17 kilometers per hour in Canso, with 15 into North Cape and Moncton, 11 in Yarmouth, as well as into Halifax and Sydney. No wind gusts to report at this time. We'll take another look at your forecast just ahead. First, one last look at your local news with Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia, and that is where we begin. Almost all the Maritimes remain under heat warnings today. For a second day in a row, temperatures could reach as high as 33 degrees in some areas, but with the humidex, it will feel more like 39. While some can escape the heat, others have to work outside and are doing what they can to keep comfortable.
I always make sure my flaggers or my crew gets their proper breaks. When it's hot like this, I try to do 15 minutes on and then half hour on, 15 minutes off, and make sure they stay well hydrated. Try to get them in the truck with the AC as much as we can.
The warnings are expected to remain into Friday and possibly into the weekend in some areas. Latavia will have one last look at the long-range forecast right after our next break. A boil water advisory for residents of Louisbourg, Nova Scotia, still in place this morning after officials say a major water main break disrupted the supply. The CBRM says those in the area should bring the water to a rolling boil for at least 1 minute before using. Some residents may see low or no water pressure while repairs are being made. Meantime, the Fortress of Louisbourg National Historic Site, it will reopen at 9:30 this morning. This after closing for the day Wednesday because of that water main break. The advisory is in effect until further notice, but it does not apply to residents on private wells. Plenty of handshakes and hugs on the U.S.-Canada border last night between New Brunswick and Maine.
There you go.
It's a tradition. The Hands Across the Border ceremony kicked off the 53rd International Homecoming Festival between St. Stephen and Calais. Members of both communities met in the middle of the Ferry Point International Bridge to exchange flags and greetings and to carry on this border tradition, all amid the trade war.
It's not two communities, it's really one community, and it's been this way for a very long time.
It really shows how friendship can overpower politics. We're two separate communities in two separate countries, yet we function as one.
Now, there are several events scheduled on both sides of the border between now and Sunday. On Saturday, the much-anticipated parade will follow a route through both communities with fireworks later in the evening. An unscheduled price adjustment means you'll be paying less to fill up at the pumps in PEI. Gas in Prince Edward Island fell by 9.8 cents a litre overnight. The minimum price now $1.83.9, and diesel dropped by 11.5 cents. The minimum price $2.31.6. Prices in Nova Scotia and New Brunswick did not change overnight. Once again, people are gathering at a wharf in Cape Breton to catch a glimpse of a whale. This time, it's not one, it's two, and they are beluga whales. The species not normally seen here in the Maritimes, but the pair is currently in the Bredor Lake in St. Peter's.
It's fantastic, actually. My little girl and I are here from Ontario, and we've seen this online and decided to come and see the whale. This is amazing. This is out in the free.
I started a video a couple minutes ago. I think I just got him.
Officials say belugas end up in maritime waters. They likely come from the endangered St. Lawrence estuary population. DFO reminding spectators to keep their distance. Now, this comes barely a week after an orca caused a sensation when it was spotted near the Canso Causeway. Finally, on land, a zoo in Washington is marking the birthday of one of its adorable animals. Crowds gathered to watch this panda enjoy its shark-themed birthday bash, enjoying a frozen fruitcake. The giant panda just turned 5. Oh. Can you believe it? Oh. For the humans in attendance, there were also a variety of panda-themed activities. But you'll just have to wait until you see the frozen-themed cake, because sometimes, you know pandas, they take their time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Getting to where they need to be. Buddy, why are you eating grass? There's much more to it. Come on.
I guess you don't get to see it.
I guess not.
Waiting with bated breath.
Yeah, moving. Do you have another cute animal to make up for it?
Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. Kudos to the camera person brave enough to get this shot. That guy's moving. Actually, I should say that gal's moving, because this is a female Caspian tiger sprinting into her new home at a natural reserve in Kazakhstan. Caspian tigers used to roam Central Asia, but their population was endangered by hunting and habitat destruction. So this is the first of 4 tigers set to move into the reserve. She moved a lot quicker than that panda.
Oh, she was moving.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Places to be.
And she lit the roar and everything. So you know what? We got tigers and we got bears, and then I'm a Leo, so I'm a lion. So
there you go.
Covered all your bases. Check.
A bit of everything.
No lions in our region, though, right?
No, thankfully.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we are going to take a look at our community calendar now and some events taking place in our neck of the woods. You can come out and celebrate the launch of Disappearing Before Our Eyes, Photographs and Stories by Peter Cunningham. This afternoon, you can head to the Grand Manan Fishermen's Association for 1 p.m. to see his latest works. The event will be free to attend. And Lighthouse Day will be celebrated August 7th in East Point. Head to the East Point Lighthouse from 11 a.m. until 1 to enjoy live entertainment, spot the spud scavenger hunt, face painting, a lighthouse tour, and complimentary sundaes. Ooh. Sign me up.
I can always spot a spud and give me a Sunday.
Right?
East Point Lighthouse, my favorite lighthouse.
Really?
Yes. It's so much fun. You can climb right to the top. It's awesome.
It looks beautiful. And there is still time to head out on the Eastern Front Theater's field trips. On August 8th, you can enjoy an outdoor performance of The Wind Coming Over the Sea, an incredible new folk musical taking place in 2 planks. So transportation, show, and picnic meal will be provided. Learn more at their website. And if you do have an upcoming event, send us the details. We'd love to promote it. Your Morning Atlantic at ctv.ca.
And coming up next, we'll show you more works of art. We'll meet a Yarmouth artist whose whimsical and floral pieces are inspiring others. And get this isn't even her full-time job. She's got another one along with being a mom. We'll meet her right after this.
Very sunny start to the day over in Walton. Welcome back. The time now is 8:42. 18 degrees to start your day. Temperatures will continue to rise. A high of 32 expected. Weather is brought to you by Cummins Trusted Home Standby Generators. 21 degrees in Halifax early this morning. It is 23 in Sydney. 22 degrees in Charlottetown. 18 now in Fredericton. A bit cooler in Labrador City at 14 degrees and 12 into St. John's, Newfoundland. We are holding on to this heat warning in effect for all 3 maritime provinces from now until Friday, extending into the weekend, potentially for Nova Scotia. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. We are going to see a sunny, hot day ahead, so make sure to stay hydrated. Keep in mind sun safety, take breaks from the sun. The UV index will also be tracking very high for the Maritime region. Now, Newfoundland, Labrador, seeing a bit of sunshine early in the morning, but for the most part, a cloudier day ahead with a bit of precipitation in the forecast. A chance of showers and a risk of thunderstorms will move into parts of Labrador. For Newfoundland, looking at periods of drizzle on and off throughout the day. And then into tonight, warm lows for the Maritime region. A few clouds will return and a low chance of showers expected for the Tri-County area of Nova Scotia. Clearing out, though, for early Friday morning as we have another sunny, hot start to the day. If you are wondering about precipitation totals, only seeing an additional 2 to 5 millimeters for parts of both Newfoundland and Labrador. So for New Brunswick today, heating up and ranging from 24 degrees in St. John up to 34 in Moncton. Mainly sunny skies with light wind expected across the province. For Prince Edward Island, much of the same. A sunny, hot day ahead with highs between 24 degrees in Surrey up to 30 in Charlottetown. And then for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, also going to be a hot, humid day. Lots of sunshine in the forecast today with daytime highs ranging from 26 degrees in Sydney up to 31 in Sheet Harbour. For the rest of Nova Scotia, lots of sunshine today with daytime highs between 23 degrees in Yarmouth up to 33 in Halifax. We do have a low chance of isolated showers expected into the evening for the southwestern region of the province, and wind gusts this afternoon picking up to 40. For Labrador City, we do have a chance of showers throughout your day today. A risk of thunderstorms, a high of 24, 14 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland. Periods of drizzle on and off throughout the day. So that's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to Brianne.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Latavia. We are joined by an artist and teacher who calls Yarmouth home. Marlana Crosby creates textured floral artworks, as you can see, hosts workshops, and encourages creativity and connection. Her business is called Out of the Woods Studio, and we're so happy that you're here in our studio today. Thank you so much. I mean, you drove all the way from Yarmouth, so we do appreciate you taking that journey. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started creating these gorgeous pieces.
Well, thank you. So I'm Marlena. I'm a teacher. I teach at Drumlin Heights, which is in Argyle, so Yarmouth area. Okay. And I am very much a maker. I'm very creative. If I see something that I like, I'm like, I will figure out a way to make this. So my husband and I were traveling, I think it was a hotel in Vancouver, and they had this beautiful textured piece, artwork on the wall, but it wasn't all colorful. And I thought, I want that in my house. And I looked and I kind of looked at, options and stuff. And then I was like, I'm just going to make it. I'm going to go home and I'm going to learn. And I did. So with a lot of trial and error, though. Like some of the pieces that you see here took about a year of figuring it out.
So when was that trip and when did you start creating these masterpieces?
This was about 2 years ago, and I just kind of started dabbling with painting, but I think seriously for 1 year now I've been taking it.
Amazing.
Serious.
All right, why is entrepreneurship so important in your home?
Well, my husband owns a business. He owns a successful catering business called The Rural Foodie. Okay. And seeing him and how he loves being his own boss, I also used to have a little Etsy shop and I loved it. So I just thought, why not add another thing to the mix?
Why not?
Why not?
You're not busy enough as it is, right?
No, exactly. Why not?
Okay, so these pieces are incredible. I love the texture. Obviously, they're incredibly popular. Why do you think people connect with them?
I think just because they're bright and they're different. A lot of people will come up to me, like if I have them at a show or anything like that, they come up and they always ask, can I touch it? I love that it looks like 3D. So I think that because that you feel like you can touch it and it's like, it has that texture to it and it's bright.
Right.
I try to keep my colors vibrant.
Yeah, as you can see, they're incredible. They really pop if you look on TV, right? Like they're just like out at you. Walk us through your creative process from blank canvas to a finished piece.
Well, so I choose the sizing, kind of what I'm feeling. I do a lot of commissions, but when I'm picking one for myself that I want to add to my website, I think of sizing that I think people would like to have most in their homes. And I like to think of like a focal color. So I think I do a lot of pinks. And then I kind of think of what would go with it. One thing that I do is we go to like Home Depot or Kent or wherever, and I look at the paint palette walls, like the paint swatches, and I'll kind of like hold some up to each other, and I'll be like, oh, I like that. Or if we'll go for walks and I'll see like wildflowers and I'll take pictures of things, and then that's kind of where I get the inspiration, and then I go home and then everything else doesn't matter. And I just hone in.
It's so impressive. You're showing us right here on the screen, basically the process, and you brought some of this. It looks, it literally looks like Cool Whip.
It is. Yep. So it is. Let me get it out of the container. So it's called a modeling paste, and I don't use paintbrushes. So a lot of people think that painting is just paintbrushes. I use a palette knife.
Cool.
So this is the paste,
and that's how you get those like perfect little flower pellets, basically.
Yep, I can build one for you.
Yeah.
I don't know if people can see.
We have an up camera. I don't know if you can see it on there, but.
So I take a nice little dollop like that.
Yep.
And then I just push it, and then I swish it back.
Wow.
And then it makes.
Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. So you just launched a new line, but we sold out within an hour?
It was 45 minutes. They sold out, and so unfortunately,
you're gonna have to wait till the next one.
Yes, you're gonna have to wait. But I do sell greeting cards and stationery and stuff. So those are things that are.
How did that expansion come about?
Randomly, I was in a store and I saw somebody's art print on a card, and I was like, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
So I figured it out. I figured out how to print, all self, just Google.
Amazing.
Self-taught.
Amazing. So if people are looking for you, where can they find you?
So I have Instagram and I have a Facebook, but my website is outofthewoodstudio.com.
And we have linked that to our website as well.
Perfect.
What has been the most rewarding part of starting your own business? Because you're busy, you're a teacher, you're
and
a mother.
Mom. Yeah.
You have 2 full-time jobs already,
Yes.
and then put this on the side. But what's been the most rewarding part of this?
Seeing people's face when they get their piece. Or some people, like a lot of people order from me and I have to ship it. And some people have made like little like unboxing videos.
Yeah.
And their reaction, and seeing that always just makes me so happy, because I create like art that I would want on my wall.
Yeah.
So to know that somebody else wants it on theirs is just.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah, I'm going to actually steal a bunch of this, so you can't buy any because I'm going to, but we are going to take a quick break here, and Your Morning Atlantic will be right back after this.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Welcome back. During the commercial break, I was like, okay, Out of the Wood Studio, Instagram, follow.
I feel like Marlena just like took my dress and like put it on a piece of art. It's incredible. Like
super talented.
You could see it through TV, but like seeing it up close and personal and seeing the texture of it, it's so awesome.
So I did ask, I said, I know people want to touch it.
Yeah.
Can they touch it? And she said yes.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Well, that's what she was saying during the interview. She was like, people come up and ask if they can touch it. And she's like, go for it. Live your best life. It's so cool.
It's beautiful.
It's stunning. And I love the vibrancy of it. So there's a purple one there that I got my eye on.
Speaking of cool, we were talking about ways that you like to stay cool when it gets really, really hot, which it has been. Here's what you had to say. Let's start with Philip. from Halifax. To stay cool in the summer, I generally stay in the shade because I know I burn really easily since I am a redhead.
Philip.
Fair.
Yep.
Smart
Fair
man.
indeed. Literally. Fair.
Shade is your friend. Oh, fair, yes. Sherry from Dartmouth says, like Amanda, I love the heat. However, having grown up in Alberta, the humidity is unbearable. I found out, though, that there is nothing like a breezy bit of shade and a lolly to cool down quickly.
It's true. It's so much more humid here in the east versus in the west. Right?
Absolutely.
It's a dry heat in the west, so I feel you on that one.
There you go. And Candace says, we're lucky to have central air in our house, but we love going to the beach to cool off or to our favorite ice cream places like Mama Moo's for a cool treat.
Yum.
I love having that excuse, too, to be like, oh, it's hot. Let's just get some ice cream. Too hot to work outside.
Yesterday, I was like, oh, I need to go for a walk, but I need a sweet treat to motivate me to do it.
Oh, yeah.
So off we go. Oh, there's Mama Moo's.
That's a
my
cool
gosh.
truck.
I love it.
So
it's giving, what's the ice cream? The
Moon Mist?
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm like, I can see it. It's staring at me.
It's giving.
It's giving.
Yeah,
Moon
maybe
Mist.
that was the inspiration behind it. You wouldn't be surprised. They got
Right?
the poster there to the right.
Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely love to see it.
Ooh, you know what? I need Cow's ice cream. I haven't had that in a while.
Oh, I love cows.
Yeah. Get a t-shirt. Pat from Timberley says the best way I stay cool is to stay out of the kitchen, then find the biggest fan we have, grab my water and a good book, and I just sit in front of a fan and relax.
Pat, I hope you also do the Darth Vader. What are you reading?
It's always fun.
I love that the camera came back as I'm like
As you were doing it open mouth.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, staying out of the kitchen is definitely a good idea because it's too hot to cook right now.
Yeah, we've made homemade salads over the last couple of days.
Yes.
Like, yeah, we're just gonna make a chicken salad.
Yeah.
Yes, something cool.
And having that ability to have picnics outside, right? That's also like one of my favorite things, obviously in the shade. I love cheese. I don't know if you guys heard a Move Morning Chat earlier, something you don't chintz out on.
Yes.
And I said cheese and our...
Oh, like you don't cheap. Go for the cheap version.
I don't go for the cheap version of cheese. I'm not the only one.
Oh gosh. Oh. Oh no.
Oh my God. Yes. The viral cheese dog, Emily Brooker's dog, agrees with me for sure because Franklin, he loves himself some cheese. He does finally become victorious and shows his perseverance does pay off. You don't see it in this video, but he does eventually get that piece of cheese down. And it looks to me like that is Applewood smoked cheddar, if I do have to say so myself. So kudos to you, Franklin.
That's hilarious.
For the weirdest second, I was like, oh, wow, that's a really weird wet pedal that keeps coming in and out.
Nope, it's Franklin.
Nope, it's a doggy.
Gotta
Trying to get a treat.
Trying to get the treat.
Trying to get the treat.
Paying the cheese tax.
Cheese tax. You love it. Well, it is Friday Eve. We've obviously already started to prepare tomorrow's show, last show of the week. So you're going to want to stick around and see it tomorrow. But enjoy the sunshine today.
Stay cool.